Yeah, Pink Omega. Yeah, Pink Omega. One bad shot in a kitchen full of dough. Three bad bitches with their hands on a stove. Making home movies with a hand full of stoves. I'm cooking all the dumplings. I'm cooking all the dumplings.
Motherfuckers wanna act funny, try to be a man when your nose all runny. Go to pre-K, put your bag in your cubby. Motherfucking gimmick like your man Jeff Dunny. But who am I to talk, making preteens laugh for the money? Act dumb, slicker than honey. Whoops, rapping in the kitchen, but got no silver spoon. But I feed on the bitches, bad to the bone, prone to the homegrown. Girls moan when I come home, dick like an ozone. Wanna step in the ring, just skin in a sack of shitty meat like dumplings. Boy, I don't wear Gucci, still classy, but rotten like blue cheese. We about to make a movie with a handheld Sony, puffing on a Lucy. Cooking the dumplings all day is the only thing I say when I mind my business. Get the fuck out of my kitchen, I'm cooking up a storm, boy, none of that beef shit. They say I'm the man in your nightmares, your girl in the bed screaming right there. I'm high on the weed and the Zanny, I find it uncanny, there's so much punani. They found me in the lab doing stem cell research, I was trying to grow you some balls. The police came, but I explained about your bitch and now they wanna pitch in and support the cause. Hate my ways? That's a personal issue, cause you think about me, put down the tissues, ill. Why still yapping at me? Didn't mommy tell you not to converse with a stranger? Are you crying in the stall with a belt and a razor? Are you really that mad or just a bad imitator? Oh, cause I never heard of your dumb ass. Nope. Go fuck yourself in the mouth with a taser. Woo! Yeah. Cause I'm cooking all the dumplings. Woo! Cause I'm cooking all the dumplings. Cause I'm cooking all the dumplings. Cause I'm cooking all the dumplings. One bad shot in a kitchen full of dough. Three bad bitches with their hands on a stove. Making home movies with a hand full of stoves. I'm cooking all the dumplings. I'm cooking all the dumplings.
This is gonna be interesting, boys and girls. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another stream. I was planning on I was planning on covering a completely different topic today. Oh God. And of course, Wonder and Oz Media, two of Blair's I want to call them insiders, decided to come forward with a hour and 20-minute video. Apparently there are some pretty funny things in here. There's some pretty serious allegations in here as well. This is gonna be a watch and a half, people. I was planning on doing something entirely different at 5 o'clock, so make sure you share the stream out. We're doing like a full-blown raw reaction. The people that have live live permissions, like creators and stuff like that, if they wish to call in, they can do that as well. More or less like commentary. That would be funny as hell if we could get that going. I'm gonna do this completely raw. I know background information to the best of my ability. I know things that I've been told behind the scenes. So I'm excited to see how this video is going to go. This is completely raw, I'll also be joined by Tomato Man today. So make sure you guys like the stream, share it out. I completely forgot to promote it and just decided to go live. I'm not Augie. I can't go live to like over hundreds of fucking people whenever the hell I feel like it. Let's get into it real quick. Yo, what's up, Tomato Man?
Hey man, hey.
Bro, this is gonna be a shit show. I'm already feeling it.
So I already got confirmation from my source. If we have any questions, I can just DM them at any time.
Perfect. If we need anything clarified, they could do any of that shit. I'm very excited to get this started. Let's get it going. I'm downloading it as we speak as well, just in case if we have media issues again, because I'm getting sick and tired of the YouTube player. Even when I'm not streaming, the YouTube player decides to like crap out on me. So I'm just making sure here. I want to say hello to some people in the chat. Hello, MCID. Grizzly Bear, thank you for the by the way, shout out to Grizzly Bear for letting me know this came out today. He tagged me on Twitter. Fucking Giga Chad moves. Hello, K-Huck, Sakura, Hannah, T, Drewski Gaming, Mr. Gamer, and Tomato Man's here. Dude, I'm hyped. I'm fucking hyped. I've been waiting for this.
Dude.
I've been waiting for this.
Like I've been saying for the past week and a half, this is going to be the pinnacle.
This is
make or break.
So you're telling me that this video is like like the be all end all sort of situation.
This should be the be end all, but knowing commentary, it won't be.
Well, yeah, of course not. All the things I've been hearing behind the scenes have just been super funny as well. I'm loving this. Apparently, there's a part in this video where there's a special needs dog involved in this story. I don't know. I don't know how the hell that got thrown into the mix, but apparently it did. Oh man, I'm hyped, bro. I'm hyped because everyone's been.
Take it.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Take an iron pill.
Yeah.
And let's get started here soon.
Yeah, let's get started. The thing I want to say is, like, I've been waiting for Oz's response more than Wonder, so I wasn't expecting a 2-for-1 in this video, like, at all.
I told you it's going to happen.
You didn't tell me a 2-for-1.
I couldn't say it all, you know. I had to get you a little bit hyped.
Oh, you had to get me a little bit hyped for the raw shit. I haven't even watched this whole thing yet. I'm like excited to do this. Blair's dog. The Blair's dog is fucking Down syndrome. Matches the creator. Matches the creator. You know, they say their dogs take on the personalities of their owners.
I love, like, animals with Down syndrome. They always look so fucking cute and or just funny looking. Like, have you ever seen the Down syndrome gorilla?
I have. I've seen a Down syndrome gorilla.
An albino Down syndrome gorilla actually exists.
I wouldn't be surprised. Special needs dog. You mean a furry? No, I don't mean a furry.
I mean, close enough, to be honest.
Well, yeah, technically close enough, but you know, that's just how it is. Make sure you guys like the stream. We got 70 people in for an impromptu early stream today. Let's get it going.
Shout out to Tears of the Kingdom dropping tonight at midnight.
True. I do not have a Switch, so I have to wait. Tomato Man, you're my producer. Secure me a Switch.
I can just probably find one for like $150.
Make it 120 and you got a deal. Add googly eyes. Add googly eyes to my mic. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that. Hey, now it's not its fault. It has an odor. That is true. That is true. All right, so the video starts off. God damn it. With a full-blown introduction. I don't even know. I haven't even watched this yet. Yeah, I haven't even watched this yet, so I can't tell you if the introduction's a waste of my fucking time or not. Let's see here. All right, let me just screen share with Tomato Man. Let's see how this shit goes.
Going to be great.
This is going to be fun. I'm very excited to see this crap.
Hello, my name is Wonder, as I'm sure many of you know by now. Whether you've known me in the past for my content or a friend or neither, you're probably here to watch and hear the other side of a story involving me and my former colleagues that came out this week. I won't try to show face or sugarcoat anything in this video, as that would honestly be a disservice to myself. As you can already tell, my eyes are very much drifting off the screen. That is because I have put together a script so I can kind of keep my thoughts in line. It's not to say I don't feel
I just don't understand why people have to put that in. I'm already criticizing Wonder, which is kind of fucked. But like, why do you have to explain that?
How dare you go live when I was at work and not looking at Discord?
Okay, QTV felonies charge. I am so sorry that I didn't inform you.
Dude,
sorry.
Chris, how do you keep getting money every time I'm on your stream?
I don't know, bro.
It's the Tomato Man effect.
You're a good luck charm, bro. I did
it with Tipster, did it with Doc, and now it's with you, dude.
Yeah, let's go.
Rent is paid, baby.
Rent is going to be paid, and I'm gonna start paying you. We're gonna talk. We're gonna talk.
Let's
Don't worry, boys. Remember, you also have to feed Tomato Man.
I get hungry sometimes too. I need Chipotle.
All right, let's go. I want to see this. He sounds like Markiplier. He doesn't look like Markiplier. It looks like if Markiplier was in a fucking punk band his whole life.
Okay, buddy. Undercooked Markiplier.
Undercooked. He didn't cook that much. Five Nights at Freddy's didn't come out yet. Holy shit.
Oh god.
Genuine about any of this. It's just I need these kind of things to keep my brain from being erratic and going anywhere. So if it looks kind of odd and like I'm looking away, that's the reason why. This type of stuff makes me highly uncomfortable, but it is something that needs to be said. A couple days ago, a creator, a former friend, and an employer named by Blair, aka illuminaughtii, made a video discussing a few controversial topics she'd been the spotlight of. After discussing her first two controversies,
man, I wonder what those controversies was. What were they again? Oh yeah, hold on 1 second. I gotta pause real quick. Tomato Man, entertain everybody. I forgot something. Fucked up pig.
You know, so Chad, what's the deal with airplane food, right? Airline food, you know, it never lands. So yeah, me personally, I haven't worn emo stuff like this in a few years. I do fuck with the chain though. The hat, I don't really like the beanie. What else are we gonna talk about? So hey chat, we are at 22 likes. Make sure you like it up. What's up, Nick?
Oh, are you watching this video?
Yep, we just started it.
Did you get to the part where Illuminautti's dog is retarded?
No, but we heard about it and we started laughing about it already.
Dude, she's got a stupid dog to go with her stupid self and her stupid friends.
Her
I
dumb
bet they
little
all
Down
rock
syndrome
together.
dog.
I bet Lance eats fucking garbage off the floor.
Oh, what's up,
Holy
Nick?
shit. Do you see this, the retarded dog?
No, dude, I haven't even watched this yet. This is all like fresh to me. I heard about the retarded dog. I'm excited.
Oh, I laughed out loud knowing that like, a retard has a retarded dog too. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Oh, Nick.
The most random Nick interaction. This is what he does. He comes into a stream, goes, "Did you see the retarded dog?" No. Okay, bye.
I was about to tell him we already made a joke, like the owner of the dog. The dog takes on the personality of the owner, so obviously it has Down syndrome, you know?
We need to start making shorts of just random Nick interactions.
Holy shit,
What
YouTube.
the fuck?
Bro, it was a joke. Holy shit, thank
Not
you for the
anymore.
50. Thanks
Not
for the 50.
anymore.
I know it's not the fault of the dog that it has, you know. Listen, do I have to explain the fucking joke to you people? Come on, relax.
Whoa, what do you mean you
Her
people?
season or video, she
Don't
moved on
say that.
towards another topic. A group channel by the name of Sad Milk. Accusations against a former member, and lastly, me. And as you may have noticed, I take up a fairly lengthy portion of her video. Now, I would like to say that the beginning of the Sad Milk discussion does begin with a former member known by The Click who came forward to express his experiences with Blair and how he did not want to associate with her. Upon seeing a former member come forward, I felt the strong emotional urge to speak out on my experiences with Blair. I had kept quiet for 2 years out of fear and NDA threats. But seeing Click come forward and kind of stick his foot in that pool and that fear allowed me the emotional strength I needed to come forward with a story of my own. I'll have my thread up on the screen here, but as you can tell, I was initially pretty emotional. You can also find a follow-up twit longer after she had made her video in the description, as well as a Google Drive where I'll be providing my evidence as presented in the video. It brought a lot of pain front and center. One thing you might notice in my thread, and that Blair rightfully points out, is that a large portion of my thread is in fact anecdotal, aside from the one image I shared of her living conditions. A photo in which she claims I took myself in a room that was strictly off limits due to it being for unpacking. A room in which I actually never set foot in once, and an image that was sent to me showing the living conditions of the house that she was subjecting my friend to. There will be more on that later in the video. So yes, I did not provide receipts to back my claim. This is not by accident or an attempt to tell lies about my story. My first reason was so Blair couldn't pick apart my records and falsify the truth. The second reason is due to some of the information regarding the car and my employment and its repossession. Some of that information—
Dude, the repossession of the car is something that me and Diesel had like an autistic fixation on. I remember that.
Damn, dude. I remember getting told that, and it just went fucking crazy in my mind. I was like, no way.
My brain was so autistically fixated on the part that, like, you're buying somebody a car. It's a 2021 BMW. You have a falling out with them. You bought them the car. They're still making, according to what I've heard, they were, like, still kind of making payments. And then Blair just comes out of nowhere, flies down to Texas, and repossesses the car herself. Like, what? What the?
That's insane, bro.
That's the most insane fucking thing to do, is to buy somebody a brand new 2021 BMW and then just take it away again. Like, what the fuck just happened?
as part of a pending legal matter, and I did not want it to become front and center online. But since Blair has made this information known, I will be providing receipts for that topic as well. So while initially I was anecdotal, today I'm going to show you every receipt I have that not only combats, disproves, or proves my claims, but also debunks her narrative that my friend, Oz Media, has been supporting her throughout this. I'd like to note that in Blair's video, she does not show or touch base on the majority of Oz Media's Twitter thread, unlike the Click one topic.
Yeah, because she cried like a fucking bitch. She didn't touch on Oz mediation. Oh God, Oz, we lived together for so long. I can't live. You've been such a pillar to me. Doesn't answer any of his twit logger, any of his thread whatsoever, because she knew if she confronted him, she'd get bitch slapped. She knew that, so she cried.
My dog has Down syndrome.
My dog has Down syndrome. I gave it Down syndrome.
I gave my dog the vaccine.
Oh, God.
and I. I'd like to keep these screenshots up for a moment for you to read at your own discretion. There will also be a link to it down below. I believe when you want people to know the truth and form opinions of either side, you should come forward with both stories. It's why I don't harbor any hatred or resentment towards anyone who holds a negative opinion of me after watching a video. I've been there. I've done that. We all have probably done that once or twice on the internet. It's literally the internet. And even after this, if you don't like me or agree with me, I have a personal bias, obviously, because it involves me, but I'll respect your opinion nonetheless. But before I say anything, I'd like to state a few things. Something else that I believe is very important. Whether you hate someone or not, to bring up someone's personal mental health as an arguing point is quite frankly a low blow. And it's not—
Thank you! Dude, the fact that she brought up his attempted unaliving of himself and his mental state before getting to Colorado, why the fuck was that added to the video whatsoever? What is that to draw? Oh wait, it's to paint Wonder as a mentally unstable individual that lived in her fucking home, that she brought in herself of her own volition. Like, what?
It was purely just to smear him and to shit talk him.
It really was, and it's fucking retarded that somebody would do that. Like, what do you have to gain out of that? Then you're like, oh, but he stole my therapist. You recommended the therapist to him. You shouldn't be doing that. They're your therapist. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Not your story to tell. If anyone's going to explain my mental health, it is personally going to be me. You can argue I was doing the same when I revealed the state of her home, but I'd like to note that Blair has a dog named Casper that suffers from a disease known as pica. Blair has mentioned on numerous times that she takes care of a special needs dog. I'll have the
My retarded dog.
So she's taking care of herself.
And my puppy.
Holy shit. I shouldn't be laughing at a special needs dog, but I can't help it. This whole...
I mean, I thought it was going to be like Down syndrome looking. That looks
Yeah.
pretty normal to me.
Yeah, no, I'm very upset. I'm very upset that he didn't just come out and just say, yeah, this dog's retarded.
Look at this retarded looking doggy.
Look at this retarded dog. I couldn't...
We gotta take him back. She took my car. We're taking the dog.
We're taking the retarded dog from her.
definition here on the screen, but essentially it's a disorder where a dog grows anxious at times and eats random objects. This is not a safe environment for a dog to live in. Before I speak further, I'd like to provide a trigger warning involving the topics of pedophilia and harms towards children. If you're not comfortable, you may click off or head to the timestamp provided on screen. I will not be going in depth on the allegations against Click. Click has made a very thorough video which you can find in the description below if you'd like to watch, where he disproves these rather disgusting claims made towards him. But a personal question I would like to ask: if Blair had the information and documented evidence on a Discord server that, as she depicted, cultivated files, and truly believe this, why did she wait 3 years to come forward? Why did she—
Man, that's a great question, man. That's a great question. Why wait 3 whole years when you're embroiled in drama?
I still can't over his hair completely over one eye.
Yeah, me neither. But like, think about that. Why? Why would you do that? Why would you? Let me pose a question. Why would you wait 3 years on covering up for a pedophile, and to drop it during mid-drama when your friends come out against you as a shitty person? What, guys? I wonder why.
Yeah, you don't get it. You don't get it, Chris.
Is it the?
She had to watch it.
No. That's fucking stupid. What she did is she waited for the right opportunity to use that information against the Click at any point that he decided to talk shit about her. That's how I look at it. This track record of her acting this way, right, is painting in this narrative that anytime somebody comes after her, she has like files on top of files of things to throw back at people, right? She does the Keemstar meme, but the files are bullshit. They're all false. They're all fake. It's a farce. It's not real. It's bullshit. And it's so funny that people are like, well, you know, Blair, I saw some people defending Blair at one point and being like, well, she decided to put it out now because it was important. No, retard. It was for leverage. Kill yourself.
She allowed the Click on Sadmuk or play games with him in the free time? Why did she put a link for help for anyone affected by such actions of child grooming, yet didn't use her platform to speak up on a server and creator that is active to this day? If she were to argue a fear of retaliation, what is the reason? She makes content bringing light to the horrors of companies pretty much every week. Arguably, if she knew this was ongoing, knew the extent, and then said nothing, she would have arguably by proxy been responsible for any further victims in such a server. One more subject I'd like to touch base on is the call that took place between Blair, OT, and the Click, and a Reddit post that I made following their departure. I was indeed present for this call. This was a meeting designed to iron out the differences in tension in Sadmuk, as not only did our audience deserve it, but we as friends deserve it to ensure our friendship lasted. During this call, Blair began to become highly irritable and raise tensions where they did not need to be raised. I'd like to—
Man, that sounds familiar. Tomato Man, what does that sound like?
I don't know, man. I just feel like Blair has this pattern of behavior with almost every single fucking group and friendship she's ever been a part of, because she's just a raging bitch with a dumb-looking dog.
Man, it's almost parallel to Tommy C. It's almost parallel to the Shot from the Point guys.
You know,
wow.
Maybe at some point you have to realize you're the fucking problem.
Maybe you're the retard.
No, maybe your dog wouldn't eat everything in sight if you didn't as well, you fat bitch.
Shit.
Anyway.
Holy fuck. Anyway.
I'm gonna go grab a water
To
after
clarify,
that one.
OT did not speak over her out of disrespect, but out of a minor Discord delay, to which she said, and I quote, "Shut the fuck up and let me talk for once." I remember it clearly. It was very nasty, and it was the first fatal blow to Sad Milk and the events that transpired and led up to today. OT, rightfully, left the call without a word at this point. Blick, however, tried to remain in the call and mitigate his intentions were for the betterment of the group, but Blair kept berating him. I have never heard Click, a very extroverted and talkative man, remain so quiet. I know I'm trying to read this off a script, but if I only had one way to describe this call, it was a very dark call. OT departed in the following days. After this, Click departed from Sad Milk as well. Audience members grew confused about this, so she took to Reddit to falsify a narrative, which you can read.
Dude, this whole falsifying a narrative on fucking Reddit. Okay, listen, if any of you use Reddit unironically, or unironically use Reddit, like you engage in conversations there, you're on my watch list. You're on my watch list. What's up, Smaggle?
Hey, Smaggle.
A fucking shot of glass stuck in my foot, but I'm fine, thank you.
Yo, don't put that near Blair's dog. She might eat it.
What? Smaggle just comes in and talks about fucking glass in his foot. Okay, bro. Nice. Let's see here. So, like, this whole Reddit post shit, everyone's just like, oh, it's a Creep Show Art 2.0. Yeah, it's close enough. Close enough. I'd actually like to clear this up. The only thing that Milkmen did, any of them as a whole, was show up to a recording that I had to create a schedule for, say funny words, and then upload their audio to a drive that I can manage. I did all post collections. I managed the channel and its upload schedules and meetings and thumbnails. The ideas for videos, all Sad Milk finances, taxes, paying all of our freelancers, managing the Discord server and its social media. That sounds like you wanted to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even gonna pretend like it's like, oh, maybe that's the case. No. You wanted to do that. Nobody takes on that much responsibility without like somebody asking them. Like, this is how I look at it, right? Like, when somebody is trying to take control, they never bitch about it until later on, right? Like, for me, when I was working with Keem, he was like, hey, work on the show, work on this, work on that. I'm like, okay, cool. But with Blair, it's like, well, I did this and this and this and this and this, and it keeps going down a line that doesn't match with somebody who's like being put responsibility onto. It's somebody who's taking the responsibility themselves because they're a fucking control freak. That's how it looks to me. It annoys the fuck out of me.
Always got to do it her way. You can't do it any other way except her way.
Yeah, which is like psychopathic to me. That there was a point I remember where they had to pay her for editors, even though there was she was already handling the finances for Sad Milk, which means she could have put out a portion of the money from Sad Milk and then paid the editors. Even though it was probably not on time, that money could still just be funneled right back to her. Mm-hmm. So what the?
And it's not even like they needed to pay a lot for editors either. Have you seen the content that they made? Dude, it wasn't highly edited.
No, Wonder like shit all over it. He goes, this is like shit content. I don't know
like
who the fuck you're paying for your editing, but dude, you should be paying them less.
Taxes, you do TurboTax. That's what, 5 fucking minutes.
Yeah, it's 5
Paying
minutes
for all the freelancers.
Life.
Okay, you have to send somebody money on PayPal. Who gives a fuck? And talking to freelancers. Wow, you have to talk to people. Holy shit, you fucking neat. You can't talk to people?
I don't know, man. I don't know, bro. I don't know. It's very difficult.
The Discord server. Then hire a fucking mod. Cry about it. Wah.
Dude, that's like the big issue, right? Is that like her mod team, I've heard so many weird fucking things, like the mommy stuff, her Discord. They're all creeps, bro. They're all weirdos.
Well, that just sounds like Augie's Discord mod team.
Dude, what? No, shut up.
Yes. Chris, you want to know because you're not in the mod fucking group chat.
I don't want to. I'm good. I'm staying out of that one.
You don't want to.
I don't want to be in there.
on screen. I joined in as well on this. I explained how those who departed did not help us in numerous ways, and that it all fell into us. I'd like to point out that I directly lied on this post. Slick, One Topic, and the others did in fact assist in Sadmilk greatly, but they were growing increasingly frustrated and burnt out as what had started as a fun project of friends had turned into a content farm. We were trying to cram recordings in, take time out of our lives, and make content we didn't enjoy at this point. But where this reached its climax of enough is enough was when members would take time out of their day to show up to recordings upon their own busy channels and lives, only to find video and audio recordings of entire Sadmilk episodes had been deleted due to quote-unquote not being good enough. I believe this—
Man, that sounds super familiar.
Wonder where I've seen this before.
Man, I wonder where I've seen deleting videos without letting anyone know at the time and then making up a bullshit arbitrary reason as to why the videos were deleted. Man,
Wait.
that sounds familiar.
Don't I know you?
Don't I know you from somewhere?
You just seem familiar.
You see, I'm pretty sure you played a character called Sarah Jessica Warren.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look familiar.
I think I know you.
I think I've seen your content before.
This context is needed and sheds much needed light on a post I made out of malice towards my former colleagues. I believe Blair had my best interest at heart and was being thorough with me. I have since been proven that this was far from the case.
Hold on, Grizzly Bear. Her Discord is extremely combative. Good. Come for me. Leave a dislike. Comment that I'm a piece of shit. Do all of those things. Drive my engagement up, assholes. Do it. I dare you.
I will shoot you.
No, he won't. No,
Minecraft.
In Minecraft. Well, we can't say Minecraft.
In real life.
No, in Roblox. We can't say Minecraft
yeah,
anymore.
Roblox, I forgot, yeah.
Minecraft
in
got
Roblox life. In Roblox life.
Yeah, in Roblox life.
In East Brookston.
Case. It's time we set the record straight on the matter. As stated before, my name is Wonder, and this is my response to Blair's Illuminaughtii Exposed. Thank you for being here, and I appreciate you taking the time to hear both sides of the story. In Blair's video, she mentions how she bore the brunt of a lot of the behind-the-scenes works to Sadmilk due to nobody stepping up to the plate to support her. One specific issue she brought to the table in particular was late payments on behalf of the contracted talent of Sadmilk. As I have seen other milkmen and their bank statements, I'd like to focus on her allegations directed towards me in regards to delayed payments. Here is the precise—
Yeah, I can't believe that's the fucking title that they called themselves the Milkmen. It's so
It's
gay.
widowy to milkmen.
It's widowy milkmen.
Fuck off. Shut up. Shut up.
quote referenced.
And I also got stuck footing the bill too. What quickly transpired was that members either couldn't or wouldn't reimburse me for the editors.
I'd like to state that this quote is both chronologically and directly false, and it paints me as a rather greedy and avoidant person, which is not who I am. As I stated in my Twitlogger, which once more you can find in the description, in my span of Sadmilk, I edited roughly 3 to 5 Sadmilk videos. Sadmilk was a channel that lasted almost over a year. I was not an active editor, so to say I paid editors via my own edits is inaccurate. I did not become an editor to cover my share of the joint editing fees. During the time in which Sadmilk became a project, I was living paycheck to paycheck in my first apartment. I was barely 19 and food was pretty much an every other day kind of deal. I'm sure anyone who has had an apartment or been young or on their feet working 2 jobs, you know this life, you know this story. It's been said and done a million times. And yet I always paid my share. I put Sadmilk above my own health because I truly believed in the project. How I came to even edit a single Sadmilk video was when I was in a Discord call with the Sadmilk members, and while we were all chatting, having a good time, I and my—
What's up, Bowblax?
Yo, we shitting on Illuminaughtii?
Hell
Fuck
yeah.
bitch, let's go.
Bro, you
dude.
hear about her retarded dog?
Yeah, I did. I saw Nick's clip where she has like a dog that gets anxious and eats a bunch of random things, and then she leaves like disgusting Burger King cups out and everything.
Oh.
And the dog, dude, that dog's gonna be dead, dude. That dog's gonna die.
It's just like the dog's mom, eating
Dude,
everything.
That dog is
inside.
eating
You
like
should
Boogie
not-
did before.
Oh my god.
There's, look, what I've learned is there's no such thing as a bad dog. There's such a thing as a bad dog owner.
Yeah, of
Yes,
course, but
yeah,
the dog's
yes,
gonna
Smaggle.
fucking die, dude.
Literally. Or Smaggle says widowy.
Widowy, this dog is gonna die.
You know, I'm
that
gonna
witch?
I'm literally gonna shank each and every one.
I got swag, I have a motherfucker.
Go get ready for
beat
Tears
you
of the
up so
Kingdom.
fucking bad. We need to do a fucking card right now. Like, holy shit.
Come to
Holy
VidCon,
shit.
bitch. Come to LA.
Everyone's
Oh,
just gonna get a
no,
fight.
We're gonna do it at fucking Baltimore in fucking Maryland, dude.
You're scared, dude. You're not. You're scared, dude.
You're wanting?
It's not that I'm running. It's because I'm going to be on a fucking trip in Europe for like 2 weeks.
Yo
so.
up.
Yes, yo up.
I can't. I fucking can't.
Okay.
It's just, you keep saying Europe. I can't. Oh
Yo
god.
up.
cups, Smaggle.
Free time, edited a small little demo using all of our sprites.
Everyone, welcome to Sad Milk.
today. Oh, sorry.
No!
Welcome to Sad Milk.
This content's great. I fucking love this.
I was then offered, hey, if you want to edit a video, we'd be happy to pay you. I was such a new creator and I was so new to contract work itself that I personally thought $20 was fair pay for my work after my initial payment that I asked for was Burger King because I just wanted dinner. Obviously, I was compensated more than that for that video. After about 3 months in, Sad Milk became profitable though. So while yes, Blair...
So much dude, you have to negotiate higher. You need like chicken fries, a Burger King combo.
Whopper.
Yeah, you need one of those. You can't just settle on one Burger King meal. It's just not possible, dude. You can't live like that.
Dude really said it's $20 okay?
Is $20 good, bro?
Did pay for edits, she was always reimbursed for this. As you can see stated on the screen, you will find bank statements I made directly to Sad Milk during its infancy. Blair's response to this and her closing thoughts on Sad Milk are quoted as the following.
To all of the members of Sad Milk, I just want to say that I'm very sorry that I caused you stress throughout this project.
I'd ask that you remember this quote as I believe, through my own biased lens, that this apology contradicts itself several times throughout this video. But
oh no, that's not bias. That's not bias. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Don't play it off like you're being biased to this. No, that literally happened.
I'm sorry, Chris. I can't really take this as serious as I probably should due to the fucking name of the channel being Sad Milk and fucking them calling themselves the Milkmen.
Yeah, no, the Milkmen part is like what's just fucking me up each and every time. It's like every time I think about it, I'm like, why? Why would you call yourself that? You do realize
this guy had to legitimately pay taxes and be called a milkman on his taxes, basically.
That would actually be fucking funny.
that is fucking hilarious, dog. Like, this dude had to put Sad Milk on his tax returns, probably.
Could you imagine, like, trying to explain to your tax guy, like, oh yeah, I work for a company called Sad Milk. I'm labeled as a milkman. He'd be like, the fuck's wrong with you?
So you work for Sad Milk. You know, okay, it's a weird company name. What's your job title? Milkman?
Just imagine.
With that, we wrap up the mention of Sad Milk, and we now move on to the mention of me, Wonder.
A very convenient series of videos resurfaced with him saying some not-so-savory things after he left Sad Milk.
He said retard! He said retard. It's not that big of a deal. If you just do a line of coke, you could get away with it. Keffels taught me that.
True.
Really, I learned from Keffels that if you take a line of coke and go through withdrawals, you could say retard, and it's totally fine. Like, I don't see a reason to not do that. So, fuck you, Blair. Blair is recording the use of the R word. He can't even write it either. I can't.
The R word.
The R word. The dreaded R word.
Who cares, bro?
What is the
Who
R word?
actually cares? Does anyone, like, when you hear someone say retard, is there anyone with a genuine reaction with, like, no! No! Oh, how dare you say the R? Dude,
wait a second.
It has to be like one person, dude. It has to be like 1%, bro.
Isn't the R word farmer? It's a 6-letter R word. Farmer.
Yo, Smaggle, do you call it the R word or the W word?
I call it the P word for penis.
Shut up. Okay, Smaggle. Jesus, okay. What the fuck? You're retarded.
Retarded.
I was actually unaware of those videos at the time of our friendship, but had I been aware of them, that friendship would have likely ended sooner. When those videos surfaced, it wasn't really all that shocking to me, as Oz Media and I had...
Imagine ruining your friendship over someone being like, listen, I'm kind of retarded. Like, just saying some retard shit.
I am a retard. I'm a retard, Dr. Khan.
Oh my god, help me. No more memes about that fucking show, bro. It's
it's
so stupid.
It's the new Young Sheldon. I don't care.
Dude.
Well, the autistic guy looks literally like Bowblax, like a younger Bowblax.
Okay, to be honest, yeah.
Bowblax
doctor?
Apparently you look like the good doctor.
I look like every white guy did. Everyone's like, this looks like Bowblax. And...
No, you look like every young autistic white male. That with brown hair, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
I actually talked about how Click had been using the R slur while we played games together.
The R slur.
Wait, what was that? That was a direct contradiction. Oh,
Wait, so you got BTFO'd.
Blair using the R word.
Yo! Wait, whoa! I would not be friends with her, dude.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Man, I can't
I
be
would
friends.
kill myself.
I can't be
Literally.
associated with somebody saying retard. How could
No, this
you?
is dog abuse. Think about it. Her dog is retarded, and she's using this kind of language.
Whoa, what the fuck, Tomato Man? You're not fucking autistic or fucking special. You can't use that word.
Are you sure,
I don't know.
I don't know, bro.
It seems pretty special to me sometimes.
Okay, buddy.
Okay.
Okay, buddy.
This is going great.
Yeah, as the arbiter of autism, you get to decide.
Yeah.
Now, I feel the best way to do this would be to start with some quotes, and I'll shed light on my thoughts on said quotes.
A lot of it is fairly tricky since he hinges his accusations on anecdotal commentary. In responding to his baseless claims, I will provide evidence as necessary, as well as point out when things I mention are anecdotal.
After hearing this part of the video, I'd like to note a few things. Yes, my original tweet thread was very anecdotal aside from the photo of the living conditions, which as I mentioned, we will touch base on later in the video. And as I stated before, I felt holding the cards in my hand, as well as not speaking on something that could very well encroach into legal matter territory, was in my best interest. I had been Blair's friend for years. I expected her to try to do something where she would try to twist the narratives. At least, in my experience, that is what I have seen in the past. So while yes, I was very word of mouth, however, it was not my intention to remain word of mouth. That is untrustworthy, and never in a million years would that back up any of the claims that I am here to bring forward. Moving on to the next section I'd like to touch base on, we are going to go over her discussion of my employment. Now, I'd like to note that the discussion of employment will come back around as she gets into another section surrounding legalities, which ties in towards the end of my employment.
Let's start with Wonder's accusation of wage theft. That's a big one, and it's important. During December 2020, like all of the members of SatMilk, Wonder was considered a contractor. On December 24th, 2020, at 5:39 a.m., I received a message from Wonder letting me know that he took a shot at reworking the video.
5:39 a.m. or was it 5:27? Like, what the fuck's the point of bringing up the specific dates, dude?
I guess it's to like show. I guess it's trying to show like legitimacy. You know what I mean? Like people were saying, "Oh, she provided receipts," and nobody else provided receipts. The minute that they hear a timestamp, a time code, and a date, they're like, "Oh,
this is serious.
These are receipts. These are true. You have to take it at full face value." It's like, bro,
Also,
what?
Poor guy was editing this literally at 5 a.m. on Christmas Eve. Holy fuck.
Yeah,
what?
It's a little fucked. It's a little fucked.
Let the man go enjoy his day.
Yeah, like let him go hang out with family, man. Don't fuck shit up for
No,
this.
dude. Sad Milk needs a new episode, dude.
Sad Milk means so much more.
Sad Milk is... Oh my god, that channel probably had garbage videos too. Like, who
Dude,
cares?
it did. It was ass.
Are people like really like, no, there's no Christmas video for Sad Milk. It's over. Like, who cares, dude? Just delay it by a day, dude. People have shit to do on Christmas anyway.
Yeah, plus most people
Fucking
don't even
make it
upload on Christmas Day anyways. Like,
Yeah,
what's
just
the point?
upload it on the 26th, man.
Yeah, like what's the point?
Now Hanukkah. Who
Yeah,
gives
that
a
had
fuck?
already
Okay,
Yeah,
bro.
true.
been edited by a different contractor. I want to clarify, I did not ask him to do this. This was something he did of his own accord. I don't want to claim to know what goes on in Wonder's personal life. Claiming that he missed Christmas with his brother and father, I just don't know how that's possible when the video was finalized early morning on Christmas Eve.
You claim you don't know what goes on in my personal life, but you go in depth about my living situation, my views on life, my depression, my car, my dog, and my mental health. I don't mean this in an antagonizing manner. Let's just call a spade a spade. As for missing Christmas, you raise a very good point, and without context, I can understand where your confusion would arise, so hopefully I can clear this up for you. I'd like to paint a picture here if you'd allow me to do so. December is one of the most important months as a creator. For those of you who don't know, there are better or worse months to post to YouTube due to when advertisers are most willing to pay, and most advertisers are wanting to put their highest performing ads on videos during the holiday months such as Christmas. This equals a higher CPM.
I like the breakdown of the fucking advertiser CPM. We get it, bro. I feel like everyone who's gonna be watching this are creators that already fucking know that. Like,
I mean, even if you think about it as a viewer, it kind of makes sense. Like,
yeah,
in marketing since like the beginning of time, it ramps up around Christmas because that's when people buy shit.
Yeah,
Christmas gifts.
I feel like there's no need to like go in depth about the CPM. It's just like,
I mean,
it's common sense.
It's just typical of these 1 hour and 20-minute videos responding to like serious stuff where they just go in depth, and I get it. I get the need to do it, but as a viewer watching, it's just like
It's too.
it's a little grueling, but I guess it's necessary because it's like, you know,
Right.
serious shit. But
Why did anyone put up with this woman in the first place? I don't know. Clout. I don't know. There's no real discerning.
I feel like she is good at manipulating people, because even in that like video, like that video she made, even though everything she's saying is stupid, her tone and demeanor seems like normal, you know?
Hold on. I think I know why. She says she pays everyone, but she also gives them health benefits, like free health benefits just for editing videos. You want to take that?
I mean, like, she's got money, like.
Yeah, exactly. So
you're saying that was the main reason people put up with her bullshit is because they'll get health benefits?
Probably, yeah, money and health and healthcare. Yeah.
That's what I do with Tipster.
Wait, what about Wait, how did Tipster get into this? Wait.
Anyway, just click play.
Tomato Man's just taking pod
Tipster's
shots.
like a hot top, dude. Tipster's like at the tip of everyone's tongue recently, dude. Everyone's like, "Fuck Tipster."
Yeah,
like
fuck
after every
him.
sentence randomly.
Tipster's getting the most fucking random blows. Every single conversation I join, it's
Nobody
like,
wants to blow him
Tipster.
anymore.
Dude, yeah, Tipster's fucking. The Tipster hate's at an all-time high right now.
I'm taking a backseat on that one, boys. I'm taking a back seat.
Chris Lenark have some secret Tipster?
No,
taste,
not at all, bro. Not at all. I'm just observing. I'm observing. That's all you gotta know.
It's like Augie, bro. You want to see your tape.
Hey, Chris, hold on, pause it for a second.
What's Smaggle?
Like, I gotta derail the stream for a second.
Oh
I know we're watching this, but I want you to react to this tweet that I found.
Oh my god.
Whatever. Let's just knock it out. What the fuck is this? Why are you sending me this? Why? Why are you sending me an MRI scan of a butt plug shoved in someone's ass?
Read it.
Greatest personally. Chris Goodnow, an estimated Valley attorney, has picked up a client who is suing a sex toy company. Said client purchased a butt plug that was advertised as 100% silicone. Client wears a butt plug to MRI appointment, but the client's dismay, butt plug in fact has a metallic core. Why? Is accelerated at the speed of sound. IP in a client's chest cavity, described in memo as an anal rail. Okay. Fuck you. Fuck you for making me read that. Fuck you for making me read that. That was the most autistic shit ever, but I'm not gonna lie. The anal railgun line, that got me. That got me for a second. Okay, let's continue with this shit.
All just kind of water down to this. Higher paying ads plus more videos equals more push equals more money in your pocket. It's a lot of boring stuff. Puts food on the table, pays your bills. That's all you need to know. At this time, I was a full creator. I didn't make crazy amounts of money, but I made enough to live on my own terms. During December, I was churning out content from my own channel. I needed it as a small growing channel and as someone who needed to pay his bills. However, our editors were short in the month of December. So what Blair fails to mention in her video, I will clarify. December 21st, I just completed a sad milk video that took me 16 hours give or take to make. I had pulled an all-nighter to do so, as we had discussed trying to have a stronger pull for the holiday months. A few days prior, I had just pulled yet another all-nighter to get a video out for the 19th on my own personal channel. We had an editor who had been tasked to complete a sad milk vlog that was intended to go up December 24th. Blair had hired this editor. She never once, as far as my knowledge, checked in on this editor to see his progress with said video.
Man, she's such a good fucking manager. She's amazing. She should be in charge of every channel.
It's her only job. It's literally, besides reading scripts, it's her only job, and she can't even do it correctly.
She can't even check in on editors or, like, rewatch the video. That's, like, fucking brain dead retarded.
She's too busy fucking, pretending she's autistic on fucking Reddit, dude.
Yeah, true. She's going out there making multiple accounts talking shit. She doesn't have time to watch editors. That's crazy talk.
YouTube's her part-time job.
Worried is that as far as I
being a weirdo.
Yeah, her full-time job is being
stalking her enemies, dude.
That's literally the only way to do it.
New, I had never seen this editor do any work for Sad Milk, and we were really coming up on the deadline of the 24th. On December 23rd, after starting another project and working through the entire day, putting a dent into my own personal edit, I got into bed only to find that Oz had received the video from the editor. I took a look at the video, asked an unbiased source their opinion, and we all agreed that the video had major issues for a supposed finished product. These issues included scuffed audio, poor audio leveling, unnecessary edits that made relatively no relation to the edit itself, followed by long periods of dead air for an increased watch time push. I do not mean this as an insult. It resembled a home movie gone bad rather than a fleshed out project for a channel that had almost 200,000 subscribers. I knew this was a severe problem for two reasons. First, the deadline for the upload was the following morning. Second, this video was expensive and intended since November to be a Christmas Eve video. The video—
What the fuck was that
What
whole
the fuck
clip?
is
Yeah,
wrong
well, hold
with
on.
you?
What was that whole clip? What the fuck is Wonderstruck Fairy just said?
I need context.
Yeah, I need a lot of context for that. What the fuck is this? Like, what is happening?
Why is he wearing a crop top?
I don't know. Why is Toad in the background? Are they doing, like, what the fuck is happening here?
Oh,
It's-
shout to the Nintendo Switch over there, though.
Yeah, true. I still need one.
a Christmas Eve video. The video in reference was a Sad Milk gingerbread house building competition where we all flew out to Colorado. Blair purchased a large amount of items for said video, such as microphones, gingerbread houses, and Santa hats, all that material you need to make a gingerbread house. I'd like to add that Blair intended to use these expenses as a tax write-off, so it wasn't a total loss. We were all contracted for an entertainment company. In order for this to be a tax write-off, we would need to produce a video to prove as such. So now we have to think of the perception of Sad Milk, a project that represented all—
That's interesting. The tax write-off aspect, that was like the focus of it. At least that's how it's being portrayed here. It's like, yeah, it was focused as like a tax write-off. There's somebody I know that's looking into like Blair's use of her money, and when I hear that, I'm like,
Does she really need like a tax write-off though? Doesn't she make like fucking millions?
Well, the thing is like, I don't know if it's different for Canada, but in America, everyone will do anything that they can to like write anything off their taxes. My private,
I mean,
my
it's a thing here too.
yeah, but like my private loan shark that I loaned this computer from, this dude will write anything off on the government. Now, whether or not he's gonna get arrested for that is entirely up to him.
Yeah,
But
you know, Chris, announcing this all on stream to
What?
the
I don't give a shit. I'm not gonna say who it is. How is it a good look? How is it a bad look? I have a private loan shark.
Because you're describing yourself.
Describing myself, I don't do tax write-offs for shit, bro. I've done it once in a while, and I got like there was a fuck up like 2 years
Once
ago.
in a while, IRS kicked out his store and fuck him up.
It's illegal to fucking do tax write-offs.
No, if it's a business expense, that's when I used to work for a different company. Yeah, it's if a business expense, you could do it that way. Thank you, Pigeon, for the 5 gifted, bro. Big dick energy.
all of our names. This puts us in a position with very limited options. We either let down the audience and post a very scuffed video that would exhibit a lack of care for the content we were making, which was not ideal given we had just lost half our members. We delay the video, which ties in with the first issue as our Christmas Eve video, which would either get out the 26th or the 27th at the earliest due to our available editors.
Why not just call it the Christmas special? Why does it have to be called the Christmas Eve video?
Or, hear me out, holiday special.
Or that, yeah, whatever, if you want to go that route. But, like, what's the point of, like, putting it on the deadline of that? If you know it's not going to be fixed by that time, you could be like, yeah, we'll just retitle it to, like, Christmas video.
Okay, do these people not know how retarded it is to release content on Christmas? Nobody's gonna watch that shit. Everybody's busy.
I mean, some people do because they have a lot of free time, like kids or
Or they have no
teenagers or
family,
whatever,
you know.
after they open their gifts or whatever. But, I mean... Still, it's not that big of a deal. I don't know. I just don't get people who treat YouTube like super businessy.
Yeah,
like,
no.
It really depends the context and stuff, but in this case, it's like, really, you're gonna like be super strict with all the deadlines for fucking Sad Milk collab channel? Like,
Well,
really, dude?
and they even said it was supposed to be like a fun thing between friends, and then it became so business oriented, it became annoying.
Yeah, like if you're thinking about tax write-offs and shit, like, I don't know.
Yeah, like that's the part that like confuses me. Like, what is the point of doing that? If it's a collab channel for fun, why are you focused on like the business end of it? Just have fucking fun. Who gives a shit?
Exactly. Like
Getting a fucking tax
hearing all
write-off
this
from a
business
gingerbread
stuff
house.
with this YouTube channel is like hurting my head, and I'm a YouTuber. Like I don't know. Like,
Yeah, you've been doing this way longer than me, and I sit back and I'm like, why do people take this shit so seriously? Like, it's literally just the internet. Everyone's just shit posting.
I mean,
everyone's just shit posting. Who fucking cares?
Yeah, exactly. Especially with a channel like Sad Milk. Now, if it was like Defunctland or something like really, I don't know, even then they would just delay it,
Is
dude.
this
like,
the Christmas spaghetti?
you can be professional and business-like with YouTube, but in this way, like where you're literally like fucking whipping editors, fucking getting them to work like wee hours of the night just to get like a random ass fucking gingerbread house video out on time, like. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense to go
like
down that
if
route.
you were trying to get like a deadline for an important sponsor that would get you like 10K, then like maybe.
But
The circumstances aren't there to justify this.
Yeah, there's no sponsorship that I'm aware of. Nothing. It's just like, dude, she wanted it as a tax write-off. Who the fuck cares?
And even at that point, the only thing that he said that she really bought was Christmas hats, gingerbread houses, and other like small Christmas, miscellaneous items. Like, that's what max a $100 write-off, maybe 200. Like,
Yeah.
are you penny pinching that fucking much?
I don't know how you're penny
And I
pinching
mean,
with
to
million views
give
channel.
context to the audience, like 100 for the average person's not penny pinching, but for fucking multi-million-dollar Blair, yeah, that's penny pinching.
Yeah, that definitely is.
Yeah.
Or we scrap the video, which leaves Blair out of money regardless, but now we have also wasted an entire trip visiting another state, and there are a bunch of expenses that can't qualify as a tax write-off. So I got out of bed after working all day, and I took my best shot at reworking a video in a style I was not familiar with. I was up roughly until 5 a.m. working on that video, and I waited to make sure it was good to upload and that we had the okay. I did.
Shut the fuck up, Smaggle. Shut the fuck up.
I mean, to be fair, Smaggle is spitting. He didn't have to do it. That's
He
the
didn't,
thing.
okay, so he didn't have to do it, but there's still the air of like, why was there a deadline? And we were talking about before, like, what's the point of like forcing that deadline in the first place when it could have just been like, hey, we're not gonna be able to get to this. I'll work on it as I go. I'm still gonna go see my
Honestly,
family.
to be honest, it would have been funnier
Also-
if they released it on the 26th and just named it A Very Sad Holiday.
Yeah, right. That's
Like-
that's a good title.
And just like
Yeah.
the fucking opening is, oh, we're so fucking scuffed, that we couldn't, upload it on Christmas. Or just make it work.
I
You
mean,
don't have to like force it.
I feel like the fact that Wonder felt the need to do this is kind of indicative of how Blair treats him just all the time,
Like a
right?
whipping boy.
Like, if I was working with like a chill boss, let's say I was like, I don't know, an editor for Augie or something, and it was like a day late, I wouldn't be like, and he said like, oh, I promised to have it on the 25th, and I got it on the 26th. Like, I'm not gonna be scared that like Augie's gonna get like super mad or something.
Yeah, he's not gonna
Yeah.
beat you and just start fucking
Yeah.
screaming at you or some shit.
Yeah, but that's probably like what he was afraid of with Blair. I don't know. I'm just guessing.
I mean, I
Yeah,
can
it-
see that.
That's more or less just like a subjective thing that we can try and add to it, but it comes across that way with how they kind of like how the whole Sad Mill group just came out in force and they were like, fuck this lady. And it makes sense, It at least makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, it correlates. Like everybody else in Sad Milk said, there's so much pressure or whatever. I'm pretty sure One Topic, who made his Twitter thread, like he didn't even get like fucked over by Blair like super hard personally, but he was saying stuff like, yeah, it was getting like really stressful and like it was supposed to be a fun thing for the boys, and she made it all businessy. So
Yeah, that's like the consistent storyline is that every single person's like, dude, this was supposed to be fun. Why did this become gay? Like, it's literally the consistent story.
Did this to avoid those negative outcomes I just listed. My sleep schedule was beyond screwed, so by the time I went to bed later that night, I slept due to pure exhaustion until well into the early afternoon of Christmas Day. To add to this, my family does not see each other very often, so for us to be in one room is a very rare thing. I had not seen my brother in almost a year, and I know Christmas is important to my father. Since we can't all spend an entire day together as we all have our own various lives, we plan to spend the morning of Christmas together. Obviously, it did not pan out that way. I'd like to add that that no, Blair did not directly ask me to make this rework. However, Blair had made it clear in the last few months, especially when Click and OT left, that she felt she had no help with the channel, that she felt the responsibility fell onto her. This was me helping her. Not just her, but a project I dearly cared about. I'd like to now focus on my pay. I said I was not paid until half a month after. This, I will admit, was anecdotal mostly. Blair said I was paid on a bi-weekly Sad Milk basis. At this time, Sad Milk was making money, just not a whole lot of it after editorial expenses. So typically I could see a check for 80 to 140 every month. As for editing, I had negotiated $500 per edit as Oz helped me realize my worth as an editor, and as for compensation for me not being a full-time editor. I'd like to add that in part of what I agreed for edits, I would do additional sprite movement, motion, and scene creation. This was painstaking to do, but this was also a quality result I would bring to the table of this channel while also working on my own channel. The editor we hired to the vlog, to my knowledge, was to be paid $200 for their edit. However, since I reworked the video last minute, I was to be compensated with $100, which I believe was fair pay. So I'd like for us to view the—
Well, yeah, take half the pay for the guy that fucked up the video. I kind of see that. Like, fuck him.
I can see that.
Yeah, if you're gonna fuck up a product that you paid for, fuck him. Like, fuck the guy.
So this is about the Christmas episode still, right?
Yeah, it seems to be
About
still
how it was fucked up.
it still seems to be about that and the delayed
At the
payment
same
thing.
time, though, I can totally get the point of he still did it on his own volition. You are not guaranteed payment because you took the project as a I need to do this.
Mm-hmm.
You're not exactly entitled to money. I can understand that.
I get that, but it's still just weird.
But it's still like nice to do, you know.
It is. It's nice to do, but like still, there's the air of like he put in the work for this because Blair, and Blair didn't like look at the pre-edited video to be like, hey, fix this. Instead, Wonder took it upon himself to do it.
Yeah, I can understand
statements,
why.
two in particular, one on January 29th, 2021 for $125, and another on February 29th, 2021 for $600. Now, I tried to dig deeper, but this just says a transaction from a bank occurred. I'd like to state that at first, I believed I was receiving Sad Milk payments via PayPal, so I tried to find an old email. Since I was making a fair amount of money, I would usually just let money stack into my PayPal and I would take it all out at once. And you can see—
Oh no, he plays the Zan
right here that this is what a statement like that would look like in my bank account. At this time, I worked full-time, so my only income was from Google AdSense, Twitch, and Sad Milk. While it has been a long time, if I remember correctly, these payments would numerically and chronologically line up with Sad Milk and editor payments. It is the only possible source of this income that makes sense, which then shows me for the month of January, I actually only received one Sad Milk payment if that's the case. And it also distinctly shows that I was in fact paid separately as both Sad Milk talent and an editorial talent. I'd like to note that these payments are over the course of 1 to 2 months, not a month and a half. At the beginning of January, you can see I was paid $100 from this income source. That would make sense given half of the $200 video would, yes, be $100. However, if you look at the month of December, I did not receive one payment from Sad Milk. So I would assume unless Sad Milk just did very poorly that month and we made absolutely zero income, as I did not manage these channels' finances, this payment would be the Sad Milk payment for December. And if it was for fixing the video, why was I clearly paid the $600 here followed by the prior regular Sad Milk bank statement, $500 being for the original video I did and $100 being for the video I corrected? I had someone else take a look at the calendar, and if these payments were bi-weekly and I had a pay period beginning on the 1st, my pay period should have seen payments starting from the 1st, followed by the 15th, the 29th, which is correct, but we were missing a pay period, the 12th, then the 26th, but I was—
Man, Blair is great at finances, guys. Like, come on.
100%.
Let's just be real here. This woman wanted to be in charge so fucking bad, and she fucked up paying a guy.
Dude, because of her lack of personality.
I want to see the contract. I want to see this contract.
I do. If anyone has a copy of that contract and they're willing to leak it.
Time to text my source.
What if they're willing to leak it?
was paid on the 19th. You can argue that Sad Milk was performing bad financially, which resulted in delayed or no payments by this time, as we had not uploaded since December and views did in fact dwindle. But that begs the question, if the payment of $600 is an editor payment, which I'd argue is because Sad Milk itself and its contractors never saw an amount that large in its history, why am I being paid for it not half a month late, but almost 2 months late? My only other theory is that these payments were in a source such as PayPal, where I I could allow the funds to store up then deposit. However, it would still be delayed and show I was paid separately as an editor and contracted talent for Sad Milk.
During this time, he would often tell both Oz Media and myself how living in Austin, Texas was a nightmare for him. He would often complain about his roommates being terrible people, his friends being mostly terrible people, and
what is the point of adding this in the video?
Nothing at all.
I didn't understand it when it first came out, and I still don't understand it to this day. What is the point? Oh, it's to make him look like it's to make him look like he's an unhinged guy that she moved in with. Like,
no, I think it's meant to be like, oh, she's doing him a favor by letting him move in with her because his roommates are so bad.
Yeah, that could also be seen in that way, but like the way that it goes after this part, right, Bowblax, is where she's like, well, he was depressed, he tried to take his life and all this stuff, and it just kept snowballing into like, yeah, Wonder's a very unreliable person because he's mentally unwell. That's at least like the interpretation I took from it. Because Blair is not very good at masking what she wants to say, like what she means to say, right? Yeah. She's not good at masking it. She makes it incredibly fucking obvious, and the people that fell for the obvious thing annoy the shit out of me.
Unmotivated to do well in life, and how his car was always breaking down, and how his channel was not going in the direction he wanted. And then he talked about that last bit of family that he had moving away, and he was essentially alone. I won't speak on behalf of Oz, but I know I was moved by Wonder's stories.
So I'd like to clarify here. Yes, I didn't like living where I lived. I live, as Blair stated, in Austin, Texas, and I don't mean to be humorous here, given the severity of this video, but it's like, man, the people who live here hate living here. It's just like a thing. Like, oh, I'm gonna maybe go get some groceries today. You gotta wait like 5 hours in line behind rows and rows of traffic. You want to go to the park, you gotta drop like $15 just to touch grass because you gotta pay for parking. It's like a meme here that if you see a cardboard box, like any person who's from here will point it and be like, oh yeah, that looks like it would go for $2,300. There's many.
What the fuck? Is he just making New York City jokes in Texas? I don't even know. Was that fucking
isn't Texas supposed to be one of the cheaper places to live?
I was lied to.
I guess Austin's like an exception, because isn't Austin turning into like LA too right now?
Yeah, I've heard Austin is like where all the influencers are moving to because of the tax code.
Tax.
Isn't that where fucking Crazy Slick fucking went ham, dude?
Oh god.
It's kind of true.
Austin,
I wonder if he's involved
great
in
things.
Imagine he's involved in this.
So a YouTuber named Crazy Slick actually reached out to me during Sad Milk.
This would be so funny. Blair comes out and goes, Crazy Slick touched me inappropriately at a party too.
Oh my god, holy shit.
About this place, but it's for a very niche particular crowd of people, which I do not fall in line with that. As for my roommates, I only had one roommate, and he's one of my best friends who I would do literally anything for. Have I gotten annoyed with him? Yes. Who hasn't been annoyed with any friend in their life? I'm sure I've done plenty of things to piss him off. Is he a terrible—
It's a total lie, Smaggle.
That's a lie, Smaggle.
Don't lie. You can lie to me, Bowblax, Tomato Man in the chat, but you can't lie to God.
Did you not just call DJ Screwdriver a bad friend not even 2 weeks ago?
Oh my god, Smaggle's one of those, dude.
You literally called DJ Screwdriver a bad friend not even 2 weeks ago.
Based, that's so true.
God.
Okay, buddy.
Person, never in a million years, so I don't know why this is even really being brought up. I think the times where I got most annoyed was where there were 2 incidences where I accidentally got locked out of the house and he sleeps like you could probably fire a ballistic missile next to this man and he would sleep through it. So I ended up having to sleep in my car twice, and there was dishes out and stuff we've all made the same mistake of in the past, okay? He's not a terrible person, and neither are my friends. And no, I wouldn't say that my friends are unmotivated in life. I would say that during this time, I was really wanting to move forward with content and really get into creating full time, which I was already doing, but I wanted to take it a step further. I wanted this to be my life. And my friends, obviously, because everyone has different goals and dreams, did not share this sentiment. It wasn't that they were unmotivated, it's that I just was losing that connection of, hey, y'all don't really get what I'm doing, I don't really get what you're doing, and it sucks, but that's just how friends are, you know? You're not gonna relate forever with every single thing you and your friends do. As for my car was not breaking down constantly. I had a 2011 sedan content. The only thing I didn't like about it was that somebody rear-ended the back and it looked like it was dented in. It looked like someone took a massive fist to the back of the car. I
love that Blair's just like, his car always broke down, and he's just like, the fuck are you talking about? Some asshole.
Yeah, he was probably just like over-exaggerating and complaining in a Discord call. It wasn't like meant to be like, oh, my life is shit. I get moved by my fucking...
Yeah, my roommate didn't clean the dishes today. Blair's interpretation.
Oh
his roommate's a piece of shit, horrible human being. He hates his life.
Dude, fucking Blair didn't even do the dishes. I don't even know why she's talking shit.
Exactly, bro. This shit's gonna get funny later. I can feel it.
I've never had one maintenance issue on that car. In fact, my brother still owns the car to this day. My channel was actually going in a really good direction. At this time, I was starting to pull a lot of steady views, but the narrative behind the closed doors and sad milk was that we should all be moving away towards Reddit content and getting into video essay type content like Blair. It was a very known thing behind closed doors where we would insult and belittle anyone who still did Reddit, while Oz and I actually were still doing Reddit. So it...
Wait a minute. So they used to talk shit about other creators that still did Reddit content?
When they just... Wow. Item's moment.
That's total items moment. Bro, how can you be that petty? Who gives a shit? If somebody enjoys the content, go fuck yourself. Like, who gives a shit? That's like when people reach out to me like, "What are you like doing like drama commentary?" Yeah, I like to do it. Does it get a lot of fucking views? Yeah, like, I don't give a shit. I enjoy what the fuck I do. Who gives a fuck what some asshole thinks that's bigger than me?
Wait, and people complain about people shitting on OnlyFans people. Meanwhile, they're shitting on our job?
Yeah, how could they? Yeah, how could they?
Stop fucking making fun of occupation.
Yeah, come on, guys.
Yeah, chase a bag.
Yeah, just chase the bag.
Let me read tweets. Let her show tits.
Exactly.
Developed into a resentment towards my own content, which my audience liked, but I now was finding that I despised what I did.
Without going into personal details, I was pretty horrified by what he had explained happened in his past. I was saddened by how he constantly talked about how bad his life was and how he felt like a failure. He said he felt—
Why did you air this out, bitch? Why did you air this out? What's
probably just like a venting moment, you know?
Yeah,
like,
he's like, my life sucks.
Like a pseudo, like, you're my therapist, Loki moment. You know?
Dude, that like, happens with but that happens with friends all the time.
Yeah,
like
with people all the time.
It's just getting close with somebody. You tell them the shit you've experienced in your life, and then you both bond over that. It's normal friendship stuff. Why the fuck are you airing it out?
Dude, like, not even a joke. Like, I've literally called my friend who's getting married soon. I've called him like multiple times as him like being my therapist, and I bitched to him about like everything, and he's like, "You're just being a pussy," and I'm like, "Yeah, I probably am."
It's
like
trauma
that's it.
Bonding.
That's it.
It's trauma bonding. That's all it is.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest, that's kind of cringe.
I don't give a shit.
Dude,
sorry,
it's just like how Tipster is with fucking AP over 9K, dude.
Okay.
Issues, man.
Bro, there's so many shots firing.
Your friend's hot, by the way. Hey, yo, she's 16.
So many strays, bro. So many strays.
Fucking Tipster is dead.
Felt alone, depressed, and uncertain of the future. And at that point, I knew I wanted to help him in whatever way I could.
I feel this is very contradictory to say without going into personal details, than to turn around and spread personal details about my views towards life.
Don't say you feel. It is contradictory. Stop. I know you're nervous about getting sued, bro, but it's contradictory. It really is.
He's doing this video. Well, he's got to do this video in the most
like the safest way possible.
Yeah.
I get where he's coming from. It's just funny to me that some people are like, "Oh, it's not that contradictory." No, it's contradictory. It's fucking retarded.
Again, these were very private things I kept between you. Yes, I suffer from depression. A lot of people do. And oftentimes that can skew your view towards life itself. The only time I ever really felt like a failure was when I constantly was compared via Social Blade, etc. and told how much better I could be doing if I did XYZ. It made me feel like I was underachieving as a small channel.
At the end of 2020...
Wait, was Blair like showing his Social Blade and being like, "You're dog shit. You're fucking garbage"?
Oh, I think what he's meaning to say is like his friends were like, "You could be doing a lot better though."
Yeah, which is, it's okay. It's okay to give that advice, but just inadvertently and made him feel that way. But there's nothing wrong with like having harsh criticism.
No.
Help your friend grow, you know?
I get it. I get it. It's just funny.
Tough love.
Yeah, it's tough love. I just my brain immediately went to like picturing Blair like holding his head to the screen.
You fucking bitch! bitch!
Yeah,
Stop making Reddit content. This shit's fucking garbage, dude.
That's where my brain went. I was picturing this whole thing. She's like holding his head. She's like, "You're fucking shit. What'd you talk about?"
Fucking retard, dude. Fucking fix that ugly ass thumbnail. What? No wonder no one clicks on your garbage channel, dude.
R/nice guys, you made another fucking video on that shit.
He grabs his fucking head. You see
Really,
that fucking
dude, do you want to
dog?
become a YouTuber or homeless? Okay, fix this shit right now, bitch.
It's either you edit or you fucking starve.
No
True.
wonder you're only good at editing, dude. You can't even fucking do content creation, right,
Dude,
bitch?
how does my dog that eats random shit edit better than you?
I can just picture that shit. That's what.
Yeah, I paid for his
It would
tickets to
probably
visit Oz
be a
and
lot
the
more like Karen screeching than anything, honestly.
Karen screeching.
Okay.
You talking like at a Walmart or something?
Yeah, like,
my
yeah,
God.
one of those people. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Colorado. During this trip, we discussed the possibility of Wonder moving out to Colorado due to his discontent with his life in Texas.
Oh my God, this is a fucking paragraph. This trip was not to discuss me moving out to Colorado. This trip was for the SM Christmas video that we filmed in November. Me and another member had talked about moving to Colorado due to us wanting to do live sad mill content. Blair has been speaking of getting into real estate and wanted to build homes for us. This did not extend to just me. Yeah, Mr. Beast buying a whole
Dude,
neighborhood.
she's gonna have the fucking Illuminaughtii neighborhood, dude.
Dude, imagine content creators just start buying neighborhoods for all their fucking employees.
I mean, if they're rich enough, you know,
but like
they don't want to buy a mansion.
But picture that, like, in the future, right? There's like different factions of like YouTuber.
Yeah, like it's Mr. Beast. You start like strolling into Mr. Beast town, like it's like the hood, but like the Mr. Beast.
It's like that movie The Warriors in the 70s, like different gangs on each street corner. They all come out
You
and
go to
beat
the
the shit out of
opposite
each
side of
other.
the street. Fucking goth mommy cul-de-sac.
Fucking tipster, fucking goth mommy cul-de-sac.
Dude,
You walk in, all you hear is, "The fuck?"
I would be scared of the Keffels. I would be scared of the Keffels cul-de-sac, the coke users. I'd be afraid of that. I'd be afraid of the coke user cul-de-sac.
Dude, that's the same as the tipster cul-de-sac.
Blair is the
Oh
type
my
of friend
God.
who
Okay,
keeps tabs on everything they did for you to
real
remind
though.
you the
Very
moment
real.
you step out of line.
Very true, Devil. Let's see here. This is not except
To random tipster. Dude, I'm kind of addicted to bullying tipster, honestly.
It's fun. It's really fucking fun. I can see why Nick did it for so long.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
I like bullying Nick too, though. So.
It's just bullying all around. Bowblax.
I love bullying.
Damn.
I fucking love it. Dude.
DJ Screwdriver calling out Smaggle and Bowblax right now.
Hey
She wanted to build a home for another member, and I was as well as wanted for Oz to have a separate recording space. Holy shit, she was gonna build 2 houses for these fuckers.
Okay.
Hold on, wait a sec. Wait. How is she calling me out? What?
Well, no. DJ Screwdriver is talking shit about you and Chad. Go
Yo,
find
Oh,
it.
I don't fucking care.
You don't
Damn.
care. Damn.
Chris, so my informant sent me this message about the contracts. The contracts will most likely be leaked after the lawsuit is done. They are private at the moment because they pertain to the lawsuit.
Interesting. All right, that's good to know. We're gonna get a contract drop soon.
Contract drop, let's get it.
That's fun.
Oz Media and I had just moved into his newly purchased home in April 2021, and he decided to welcome Wonder into his house. Unless Oz Media was doing so without my understanding, Wonder was not charged any rent, utilities, or internet for sharing our living space.
Yes, we had actually discussed a payment plan for rent. What Blair leaves out, and what I find very perplexing as to why she left out in her video, is that the reason I didn't pay rent was because I was going to become Blair's tenant. Not once does she mention throughout this video that when I first had the discussion of moving to Colorado, it was because Blair wanted to get her hands into the real estate market and wanted to build a home, something she had discussed with other former Sad Milk members. It wasn't just me. I made a reasonable first tenant. I was someone she knew, and I obviously made income, so kind of put 2 and 2 together. You can say this is a good deed on the surface, and it most certainly appears that way. I'll get into how over time Blair would have controlled every aspect of my life, be it transportation, income, and housing. I sincerely—
That's so fucking creepy,
Damn.
dude. I would not want to like have my entire lot in life dedicated onto a single person. That's like
Dude,
terrifying.
imagine your landlord being Illuminaughtii.
Dude, like I look at this like how when I worked for the show, right? So like imagine if Keem was my landlord, he owned my car, he paid me, and he knew where I was going at all times. I'd be like, this is fucking weird, bro. Like, get the fuck away.
Going at all times.
Yeah, I'd be
No
like,
wonder-
get the fuck away from me. Like, back
No
the
wonder
fuck
I'd
up.
be suicidal too if I had to live with her.
True. I can't wait for the photos, man. Those are the funniest fucking things. And when she tries to
Yeah.
disprove the photos, that's hilarious.
I really do not understand why the conception of this home was never presented in the video. It leaves out a massive gap.
I do. Me too.
Dude, that shit was fucking. Holy shit.
That shit was so funny, bro.
Like, you don't even need a, like, if you're explaining the Illuminaughtii drama to someone for the first time, just show them those pictures and then it's done, dude.
Everyone
Like,
looks at that and just goes, damn, nah.
Yeah, she's in the wrong, dude.
She's in the wrong.
The home I was told would be finished by August and then I could stay the summer. And the last month before moving to Colorado, after finalizing my lease, I was informed that the home would be pushed back until December. It's made me highly uncomfortable, which you can see the dates in these private DMs between Oz and a friend of mine who will remain anonymous. I have always been a very independent person. I have never had someone else pay my rent once in my life, and I have been living on my own since I was 18. To try to paint me as a freeloader when you also leave out that I was originally only supposed to stay until August, you were supposed to be my landlord, and that I only stayed 30 days in Colorado feels like a contorted attack on who I am as a person. While I was in their home, if I didn't know how to help, I would oftentimes clean their home. I wanted to help Blair with her recording space as she felt stressed in her little office. I wanted to buy us plants to liven the place up. I tried at every possible turn to earn my keep. And when I felt alienated, I tried to actively find an apartment in Colorado Springs to give them both the space, as I felt horrible, seemingly never being able to help in any way at all. It was beyond unfair. I made every effort to not be a burden, as it is quite frankly one of my biggest fears in my entire life.
I'm Oz. Y'all know me as Oz Media.
Now,
I'm not gonna lie, I've been waiting for Oz to like speak up. Like that one I was more intrigued by, to be perfectly honest. I thought Oz was doing it entirely. Yeah, Oz has been like
Illuminaughtii train for longer. So
yeah, and they live together longer than with Wonder. Yeah. So like it's interesting that they were just doing a 2-for-1 in this one. I guess Oz didn't want to do his own individual video, which honestly is probably better for them.
We got the bunk interview. Let's go.
It's bunk if they were trans.
During the month of June, I stayed with you, Oz, and Blair. During this time, did Blair provide work to me as an editor? If this wasn't the case, did you ever witness me personally trying to assist Blair in anything else?
Like, yeah, I mean, you weren't provided work for like a majority of the time that you were actually employed. I think we were also working on like Thinkology at the time, but like nothing really came out of that besides a couple recordings, and you ended up not really wanting to pursue that. So there wasn't like any work that she had actually given you part of the company. You were kind of just literally being paid to like stand around. I might be wrong on this, but you actively did try to like assist her with her like the candle shop that she was just starting up, and I mean, she didn't like that. But
of course she's gonna sell candles like a fucking divorced mom. Of course she was going to sell fucking candles.
Illuminaughtii and Creepshow Art should just do a collab at this point.
That would be the most damaging collab in YouTube history. They just start airing out all the dirty laundry on everybody.
They do a video where they like show people how they use their alt accounts and spread rumors on Reddit for fun.
That would be funny. They teach people how to be complete vindictive pieces of shit. They just go off. Awesome, I would fucking laugh at that. That would be the greatest video of all time.
I would pay.
You were actively trying to seek out and find work, so it's not like you were just like freeloading off of it. From my memory, you were trying to actually earn your keep.
Blair proceeds to go on an explanation as to how well her channel was doing and that she felt grateful to be in a position to help someone she cared deeply about. On June 7th, 2021, I was hired by Blair starting at $50,000 a year, as she stated, which was a number that seemed rather life-changing to me. At face value, I'm sure anyone who saw this viewed me as someone who had to cut a few clips together and everything was happily ever after. That is what I personally expected. However, I will explain that this was not the case regarding my employment, as I was soon to find out.
During his employment, he never took advantage of any of the benefits that were made available to him.
The reason I did not use any of these benefits was because I was employed for roughly 60 days. I had just moved to another state. I barely even knew the road.
Oh my fucking god. That's dog.
No, that's on you. That's on you, bro.
Dude, this is the thing that me and Diesel brought up last time, is like, maybe he just didn't know about the benefits, and now that he's like, well, I was employed for 60 days, been like,
so Chris,
for 60 days, bro, like,
you got benefits for being Geemstar's producer. Did you take advantage of those?
Who said anything about benefits, bro?
You got clout.
Did not give.
You got clout.
I did not. I didn't gain anything off of that.
300 subs?
I didn't gain anything off of that.
Just to share some insight. I am a part. I am actually not a part of the Turkey Tom team, but Tom does pay his like employees and also like pays his like employees like bills. So yeah, that's
yeah. I can imagine Tom's really good at doing that shit, because he has like a whole team similar to like Illuminaughtii, but he does it right.
Yeah,
he's got that big schnoz, you know.
Yeah.
Is he hired?
Yeah, I could never do. Dude, like, I don't think I'm not saying I'm not doing it because like I'm gonna abuse them or whatever, but like I don't know if I could ever fucking handle managing a whole team of fucking editors and shit like that, dude. I'm just like,
some people can't do that. Some people just like to
Yeah.
work independently.
I don't
Like,
know. Yeah, I like to work it. I started YouTube to make videos for fun by myself. I don't want to have to offload that, right?
yeah.
It's
Once you
just like a
start
difference of
offloading it, it's not your
perspective. Because I
content.
started at a time before it became like a job. Like it wasn't a job prospect at all.
No, you
So I
just
have
did
a
it.
different mindset.
You did it for fun. That's what like a lot of the
Yeah.
old school YouTubers
Yeah,
did it
like
for.
I'm an
Was
old.
like
Yeah.
a fun thing. Like when I first did this, and still to this day, it's like it's a fun thing for me to do. The money's a benefit, but like I just enjoy doing this. Like I don't give
Yeah.
a fuck.
I always think of it like this, you know, like once you offload your content for someone else to like edit or clip together or some shit like that, it's not your content anymore. That's not yours. I get having an editor,
Well,
but once you
I mean, if you
offload
make
it to
the creative
someone else,
decisions behind it and then you just pay someone to do it, it's still like yours. Like
Yeah, if you have a
Yeah.
hand in it,
I'm talking
still.
about like just sending it off to an editor so they just do whatever the fuck they want. Like
well,
that's
like
not your
if a
content
movie
anymore.
director has like a whole team to help them like edit and make the movie, is it no longer the director's movie? Like,
Nope.
That's retarded.
Okay,
What
you're the stupid tomato.
Yeah,
then.
what you
Like,
just said was
like
standing my
obviously,
ground.
I feel like the editors have some ownership over it. Like I did that, I can be proud of it. But ultimately, like, you know, you
Nope.
can pay people to do things, and it doesn't take away ownership.
Yeah,
What?
it's
Then
up to the creative
technically,
head.
like barely anyone would own anything then.
I
you
just
know?
feel like there's a certain point
So,
like,
like,
with this. I'm talking about with this is like they're sending it off and it's like just not really the same videos anymore and it's not the same content that they were originally making in YouTube. You
Yeah,
know?
I
Not
guess
like
it's
movie
like
shit.
less personally there.
Yeah,
it's,
it's
like,
not
this
like
isn't
their
a
actual
100%
thing.
Illuminaughtii video. It's a Illuminaughtii
Lumi-
directed video.
Yeah,
'Cause
Illuminati.
they're not even trying
yeah.
to edit for themselves anymore. They're just okay, I have the money, just send it off to someone else. It's like you're not even putting your own personal touches onto it. You're just record, send, record, send, record, send. It's
Well,
not,
'cause-
Well, I mean, if you can direct them to make certain edits, and it is your own personal touch or whatever.
Yeah,
like
that-
all
we've
of
seen here,
Mr. Beast's videos are not edited directly by him, but there's no doubt in my mind that he gives like direct input on like what type of editing style he wants and what little things he wants in it and stuff like that.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
like, I wouldn't say
and that's the
videos
difference
aren't
between
his.
like someone like Mr. Beast compared to like these guys is like these guys just send it off to an editor. They don't even like really care really. While Mr. Beast overviews it all and like watches like
Yeah, it's
what
clear
to
that
do.
Illuminaughtii like is very like does not really care too much.
She's
Yeah,
like-
she
more of a
just
business
ships it.
oriented.
No, she ships it off because she doesn't want to put her hands on it. She's just like, I read the script, done. Get it the fuck out of my face. It's kind of like how like an A-list actor works, right? They're like read the script and they walk away, and then everyone else does the work behind the scenes. That's a little bit different. A director, on the
Yeah.
other hand, is somebody that still has creative control of it, that still puts their hands in it. That goes, okay, you need to flip that around.
Illuminaughtii acts more like a actor than a director. That's a really good point.
Yeah, that's how I look
Right.
at it. Is like she is a voice actor. She is not the director of her own content.
Hmm.
Yeah, because she has a script writer.
Right.
Yeah, like she does nothing.
Yeah.
She just sits there and talks. Like she's a voice actor.
Like there's nothing wrong with
That's it.
having a script writer, right? But if you're not actually like looking over the script, changing certain things, saying, "Hey, we need to add something here, remove this section," you're not doing anything additional.
And that's what I mean by like it's not really her content. Like
Yeah,
it's
I guess that makes
just someone bringing it to her and she's just reading it.
Right. All right, let's keep going.
Roads and where to even go to eat. I wasn't focused on doctor visits, the dentist, and unless I turn 85 years old, I can't really use my 401k. The only thing that I can think of was the groceries that the LSA covers, but as I stated before, I'm a rather independent person, so I didn't need Blair to particularly buy me groceries. I also find it unnecessary that she goes out of her way to explain the volunteer reimbursement program she has. If I didn't use any of the benefits, why is it necessary to go into detail about them? Was I expected to, in the middle of moving to a new state for the first time since I was 7, volunteer at a soup kitchen to pass the time?
The content for Wonder to edit was dependent on me being able to live stream. During this time, I unfortunately only had 2 streams for him to work on, which Wonder would have been able to produce about 4 videos from.
Blair, what the fuck are you doing in your day that you can't live stream? You're reading a script.
She's doing the alt accounts, dude.
Oh yeah, right. I forgot.
Role-playing
I forgot.
Autism mode.
I forgot.
Yeah,
I
make
forgot.
sure
She's
her
role
dog
playing
is
as
eat
Dr.
her
Doofenshmirtz. I forgot.
you know, making sure her
Wonder
dog
did
can
not
eat her
meet the
Burger
deadlines for
King.
either stream. Despite this, I kept him on payroll, I continued his pay, even though no work had ever been completed. Although there was only a minuscule amount of work for Wonder to do, he still managed to act up within company spaces. He made inappropriate comments on forums that were visible to other employees, he didn't complete tasks that were assigned to him, and he failed to follow company protocol. I have a strict policy regarding formal discipline.
Yeah, he said retard on a forum somewhere. Why dude, this is again, it's looping back to what me and Bowblax was talking about. I was like, why are you taking this shit so seriously? Who cares that they wrote something stupid on a forum? Everyone on the internet has written something fucking stupid somewhere. Like, who gives a literal fuck? If you're doing YouTube, it should be like, for fun, you bring on editors that you think are good, and if they said something stupid, you're like, okay, whatever, bro. Like, you're an idiot.
What I mean by, like, she's not even a content creator anymore.
Speaking of editors, apparently Jeffrey Epstein is looking for an editor.
Anyway.
Oh,
so,
God.
sorry. My mistake. I meant Pyrocynical is looking for him.
Okay, bro.
So furry Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, furry Jeffrey Epstein.
Okay, bro. Holy
So, I like fat furry porn.
Oh, God.
Disciplines, and within his short time of working with me, he had already met the criteria for termination.
After hearing this, I'd assume you attribute me as someone with a very
100%.
poor work ethic, and I honestly would not blame you. However, while Blair is being very anecdotal here, I'd like to provide receipts that prove the following. Proof that I was not kept on payroll and I was fired before my deadline even happened. These were not short clips. The comment that I made on a forum that was grounds for termination, Blair leaving out how long it took her to actually provide content to edit, Blair leaving out that I had asked for work and various other aspects, my deadline extension due to my computer editing software corrupting, not me being lazy, me flying to another state to meet said deadlines with plane tickets provided, and again, proof that I was fired before my deadline even happened. Before we begin, I'd like to say that I was informed—
Dude, I love that she literally just doesn't keep the timeline straight whatsoever. He's like, yeah.
That's like a classic in these manipulation videos. Like, iDubbbz did it with Froggy.
Dude, I can't
Blair's
get over
doing
the
it
Froggy
here.
video.
It's so annoying,
I
dude.
can't get over that video. It like still haunts me to this day of like how fucking retarded that video was. Oh my God. It still haunts me.
Formally fired on a phone call July 27th, and then I received my final severance letter July 30th. But as you can see here in private DMs with an editorial manager, my deadline was extended to August 2nd. I was fired within my deadline. To add context, Blair had not streamed for the entire month of June, and come the further end of mid-July, she had finally streamed. I was given one stream that would result in 2 videos having 20-minute plus durations on both videos. So for context, these were not short clips, rather 20 to 40-minute chunks of content, which is exactly what I signed up for. This in itself was not a problem. However, upon getting far into making the video, my editing software corrupted.
Said in a statement that it was pleased with a ruling which would allow it to continue to use treatment. So that's from this article.
I was staying with my dad in Texas, which we'll touch base on why in a little bit here, and only had my laptop, which had never had an issue before. I had had this laptop for roughly, I want to say a year at this point. Never once had I run into a software corrupting issue. So I reached out to an editorial manager explaining the situation. They asked that I take PTO, but instead I held off because Oz Media said he could get my PC fixed. I was running out of time, but my deadline initially was July 26th. So last second, I flew to Colorado to get my computer just so I could turn around and fly back. It was at this—
Dude, that's so fucking— Dude,
What
you couldn't
the
just get—
fuck?
He's like, he's literally like picking cotton for fucking Illuminaughtii at this point.
Oh my God. Nah, homie, this is on you. That is completely on you, homie.
I guess, but dude, this man's like,
Hold on.
it depend,
hold on.
regardless of who it's on, it probably is on him to an extent.
26th, so
Sweet.
last second I flew to
He's slaving, dude.
Yeah,
Bro,
dude.
Keemstar, you need to hire this man. He'll fly the day.
Yeah, he's better than Chris the fucking Shark. Dude.
Oh, fuck you, Bowblax.
Holy fuck. So instead of just getting a cracked version of like Vegas or some shit, this man flied all the way to fucking— oh my God.
Yeah, wait, yeah, just get a cracked version. What? Just call up John Swan.
Yeah, like literally. That was an easy way of doing it. You just had to get— you could have just bought Premiere Pro again, or like your fucking— that's—
It would have costed
Yeah,
less
wait,
than
wouldn't that be
twice.
cheaper than buying a plane ticket?
Yeah, what? I'm so confused by this. Hold on.
Dude, literally, you can get a cracked version of
Wonder's
Vegas
like a
right
little
now.
too dedicated, dude. He's like,
Yeah.
Blair didn't
Little
deserve
too
him,
over the
man.
top. Very
God.
much so.
Colorado to get my computer just so I could turn around and fly back. It was at this time I had noticed I was locked out of the editor files, which I found odd given that I was still within my deadline, but I didn't exactly know what was happening. I just had figured it was an error at the time. I'd like to make note that the other editorial manager explained to me that my deadline at this time had actually been extended to August 2nd. The editorial manager reached out to me on the 26th saying we needed to talk. For one reason or another, this conversation got pushed to July 27th. I believe this was just due to a simple scheduling conflict. I believe by the time I was able to take a call, that like when I had seen the message, they were busy for the rest of the day, so it just got pushed over to July 27th. It wasn't like I was like ducking the calls, like, oh my goodness. It was here on this call that I was fired for explicitly not meeting deadlines, which I find highly confusing due to, once more, I must reiterate that my deadline was August 2nd. Not to be—
So the bitch just fired him for no apparent reason.
Yeah, he's just like, dude, fuck this guy, man.
Yeah, she's just like, you know what? He's still within his deadline. Fuck him. You're fired for not hitting your deadline.
Illuminaughti's fucking nut, crazy nutty.
Dude, I haven't been fired from anywhere like heavily, right? So like I couldn't imagine getting fired from not hitting a deadline when I'm still within the deadline time frame. Like I used to work a sales job and it's like, hey, you need to get this many sales by the deadline. It would be like 2 or 3 days before the deadline was up. I've never been fired from that, even when I was low on it. Like that doesn't make any sense. It's fucking retarded.
Be redundant, but I'd like to remind you that I flew to another state just to meet this deadline for my boss, who was constantly subtweeting about me. You can see is acknowledged even by one of her own managers, and they told me specifically that this was not okay behavior. A few days later, after being fired on July 27th, on July 29th, Blair came to Texas to revoke a car in the middle of the night, which she claimed I breached contract, which we will get to in a moment as to how this was not the case. But first, I want to just take a moment that I hope this sheds light into just how far I was willing to go to ensure that these video deadlines were met. I was willing to fly exhausted and—
a little too far in my opinion, bro.
There's
Like,
too much dedication. Like I'm not trying to cast doubt on it, obviously, but it's still like over the top dedication. Like you could be a really good worker, but you don't need to kill yourself to be a good worker, you know? Like it's like relax, dude.
I guess it's like a good problem to have, being like overly dedicated, but obviously Blair took huge advantage of that.
That's how it that is a good way of
but
putting
it is
it.
on him for being a little too dedicated, but I mean, it's not— it wouldn't be a bad thing if Blair wasn't like taking advantage of it, right? If you had a better boss, it would, like, the dedication would be only a positive.
Or maybe just give the guy a computer. You probably have one lying around. It's like, hey, let me fix that for you. Let's download the editing tool again right here just so you can work on it. Like, what the fuck? You lived with him. Why make him? Why even allow him to fly out? What's the point?
Tired and not on great terms with my boss to fly to another state just so I could meet a deadline. I sincerely cared about my job, and I feel it is just extremely wrong to paint me in a light as some lazy individual who just didn't care at all. It was extremely hurtful after showing the links I will go to just show that I am a good employee. I wish my computer still worked and that I hadn't deleted these files, because it just seems worse, because it makes it sound like I am being very anecdotal when it's not the case. My laptop literally just does not turn on anymore, and I didn't think I was ever going to need these videos in particular to prove a point online on the internet about my work ethic. As for the finalized video that I completed on the desktop after my laptop did not work, I don't have that either, because I have reset and rebuilt my computer I don't know how many times, and you can see photos of me right here and tweets about me talking about how many times I have taken a swing at trying to fix this computer.
Is it a Meta PC's computer?
No.
No. Meta PCs don't break ever?
No.
Bowblax.
For the inappropriate comment I made on a forum, I have never heard of this. Blair claims to have a strict policy on discipline, yet why didn't she or her staff ever reach out to me about this problem? Why does she not provide evidence on this comment, and what for? So I reached out to Oz and I found the answer, and the comment I made was supposed to be grounds for termination. I'd like to reiterate that means a total loss of income to a person. This was along the lines of the comment that I made. If I could be an animal for a day, I would be a furry, and my favorite food would be ass. You can't—
What? Even worse than what I joked about.
What the fuck? Wait a minute.
It was along the lines of the comment that I made. If I could be—
The inappropriate comment you made was along the lines of saying, if I could be an animal for a day, I would be a freak. Your favorite food was ass. Bro, what? That's what he got fired for?
Yeah, dude, fuck him.
No, that's the most retarded thing to fire someone for. There's no shot. There's no shot he got fired for this.
He did. I believe it, dude. Illuminaughti's fucking nutto.
What are you... Dude, I've said way more fucked up shit when I was working a YouTuber job. What the fuck?
an animal for a day, I would be a furry, and my favorite food would be ass. You can't make this up, man. Total loss of income because I said as a joke, I said I was a furry. I don't know. In regards to my pay on the surface, 50K a year sounds beyond generous for editing a channel. I'd agree. I was personally astounded. I moved my entire life to another state because of this number. I figured I could really make something of
I'm not gonna lie, 50K to move entire states over, that is not enough. 50K for where you're living, sure. 50K to move all the way across the country, I could debate. I could debate that with you. It's
but
not
he
worth
also
it.
thought $20 for editing was. He's clearly like just living in a poor environment, so any amount of money is just like.
It's better than nothing.
Him.
Yeah, it's better than nothing.
Which makes sense. Like I've been in a poor scenario as well. Like,
Same.
So like. I
think
I might do a similar thing under the same circumstance.
I think the worst thing I ever lived was like $100 a month. I had to like live on that for like groceries and shit. That was like maybe the worst because all of it was like going to bills and shit. Yeah, no, it was awful.
War stories?
No, we're just trying to like. I was trying to rationalize like taking 50K to fly across the country for a job, and I'm like,
I would do it.
That's like
see,
not a
Tomato
lot.
Man's down bad.
Like I would do it in a heartbeat, but like it's not the most financially smart thing. Like for me, I got paid close to that to live here, and I was like, all right, let's just drive to a house. Like it's not that fucking awful, you know. But like flying to another country, leaving family behind, minimum 80. Minimum 80.
You ain't never.
Yeah, minimum
had
80.
A ham sandwich with one piece of ham and one piece of bread.
You
had to flip it over? You ain't never had that before.
Are you retarded? You're
never have that.
You're acting like I never lived that
from
life.
Zero is a lot, bro.
Yeah, no, it is okay, but still, if you're gonna look at it from an argument,
you got to think of it in this like 19-year-old kid's mind. Is he went from making what 10K a year max from his channel to being offered 50K. That's 40,000 extra dollars. He's gonna take that in a heartbeat because he doesn't realize. The thing is, he didn't take advantage of it entirely because he still could have made his YouTube channel 20 times better while over there as well. So he was probably thinking of 50K plus whatever he can do with his YouTube channel.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking when I took the job with Keem. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. And you got to remember, he was 19, you know?
Yeah.
That's a lot of money for a 19-year-old.
I keep forgetting that he was 19 at the time. That makes sense once you, like, put it down in that level.
With this type of income. However, I'd like to go back where she mentions the benefits. Blair lists an array of many wonderful benefits that I could receive as an employee. I'd like you now to look at what I earned during each pay period here. Now, I'd like to reiterate, this is at face value. I'm more than willing to stand corrected if I'm wrong here with numbers. You can see here on my screen that the amount of money I made during each pay period was $1,434.24. I made this twice during my employment with Blair. If we do the math on that, we can divide this number by 2 to see how much I made on a weekly basis. $717.12. Say roughly there's 4.25 weeks in a month, $3,047.76 per month. Okay, well that leaves a big question. Where's the rest of the money? So I did some more math. Let's say that everything had gone according to plan and the house Blair built was done in August like it was intended to be. I believe the range for the rent was $1,500 at the time, so around $300-ish for utilities. Now throw in a car that I have to pay Blair for the next 2 years. $588 a month plus $125 for insurance. Now let's add in say $100 a month in gas due to it being a car that relies on premium gas. So after all this is said and done, my take home before food, clothes, leisure would look more like this every month. A grand total of roughly $434.76. However, given that the house wasn't built, this wasn't the case and I was making about $1,000 take home. Well, maybe that isn't so bad. I do in fact have a car, I have a house, and I have a job. However, the one scary thing when you put all that on a spectrum is they are all provided by one singular individual, Blair. She had a hand in every single aspect of my life. And at any—
That's so fucking creepy. I'd be terrified, like I said before. Holy shit, I would like be like shaking every day. Like if I would fuck up something, it'd be like, you're fucking fired. I'm taking the car, the house, everything. Fuck you. Like that.
Like, imagine if Keem did that to you, dude. Holy fuck.
Imagine, bro. Imagine.
Yeah, Chris, here's a brand new Lamborghini. Here's a house, and you fuck up once and you're gone. You're going back.
I fucked up a lot more than once, bro.
when she felt, which is exactly what happened. Where I could be wrong about the pay itself is where I received my final check at the end of the month for $15.70.60. I was told this was my bi-weekly final pay, which makes sense, but when I signed a severance letter, I also received $15.70. So this was either severance pay or this was the allocated amount I would have made via the LSA every month if that was how that operated. Even reading this aloud, I am still highly confused as to how this payment structure works, as it was never properly explained to me. But even if that were the case, it doesn't change that in order to keep a roof over my head, food on my table, and my dog's bowl and transportation, I had to be walking on eggshells 24/7 due to someone's unpredictable and erratic behavior. There is not, nor will there ever be, a price you can pay me to where I will put up with being a verbal punching bag. It will never happen as long as I live. So if I'm wrong, sure, I would have made some money. Probably net over $1,000 a month, which again isn't bad. But if my numbers are right, I'd be sitting at $717.12, give or take. Times that by 52 weeks in a year, roughly $37,290.24 a year.
Dude, this guy brought math. Blair's done. The minute you bring up math, Blair, you're done. You're done, kid. Once math is involved, you're fucked. It's proof. It fucks you over, man. Math just destroys your fucking life.
As I've stated, give or take. So I tried to dig a little deeper into this LSA Blair mentioned. Once more, I'd like to add that I am not entirely versed in legal speak, so I read through the LSA Blair provided in her video, and here is what I could personally gather. Each month, I was given a company allowance of $300. If I did not use this money, I would not be allocated these funds, which again, I'd like to note is stated to be entirely optional. If I purchased an item and submitted a receipt, I would be reimbursed this allowance, and if I bought something without the full allowance, I would be allocated, I believe, an additional $100. The smaller payments would appear on my paycheck within 30 days, but larger ones could take upwards of 3 months. But where I have a hard time understanding these numbers is if I use the monthly allowance of the $300, waited and received $300 on my paycheck, my total income would be $15.70.60 if the $14.34.23 was due to me being a new hire. But where I'm having a hard time understanding these numbers is if I use the monthly allowance of $300, waited and received the $300 on my paycheck, my total income would look a little different. We're gonna go off the number of $15.70.60 since the $14.34.23 I believe could be due to me being a new hire, but I am not entirely sure where this number comes from and why it varies between this paycheck right here. $15.70.60 plus $300, that comes out to $18.70.60. But in Blair's video, it is stated that I made somewhere near the high 1900s. Well, as it turns out, I was actually able to find a number in this ballpark. I was paid $19.78.38. But if we zoom out, we can see that this was actually my gross pay. Meaning again, from what I can understand, my take home in reality was $15.60 per paycheck. So from my understanding, this would mean
wait, this is iffy. This is iffy.
It's a little
She
iffy.
can legally say that number. 19 in the 1900s because that is technically what he made.
Technically, but the net pay versus the gross.
He doesn't have to say.
Yeah, she doesn't have
actual
to.
payment.
She didn't have
He
to.
did technically make 1970.
The state just took out the rest of it. Yeah, I see where you're coming
that's,
from.
That's not on her. See, now that's the part where you get iffy. That's the part where you get really fucking iffy.
A little bit, but it's still like just it's like a
it's fucked up, but like
it's a little thing that you could poke a hole in, right? It's like a tiny thing.
Yeah,
it's a tiny thing. It's not like it's not like gonna completely destroy everything about it.
To come close to obtaining my full paid amount, I would have to rely on the LSA, and at most, I would be reimbursed to a maximum of $18.70.60 if I used the maximum allowance every month, then waited in upwards of almost 3 months to see this reimbursement. The only reasoning I can seem to wrap my head around for this would be so the company could have on paper that I made a salary of $50,000 a year, when in actuality, this technically isn't the case. After doing these numbers and re-looking at them again, I'd like to make a correction to my already made correction. So for my LSA, I would be paid $300 per month, not per paycheck, so my number of $18.70.60 isn't accurate. Well, yes, I could get paid that amount. The next paycheck would only be $15.70.60 again, as the $300 reimbursement is limited to once per month. This would allocate to a total annual maximum of $3,600. I'd like to bring up once more that the reason I didn't complete tasks was not because of me, but because Blair never provided work until mid to late July, and when I worked, I went above and beyond to ensure it was completed. And again, I was fired within my deadline. I hope this adds some context that was missing from the video. But moving on to our next section, let's speak on legalities. They proceed as such. Blair touches on the subject of a BMW she purchased for me due to my old car dying.
Dude, I love the BMW conversation. It's so much fun. Oh my god, I love this part. I love anything involving the car because it is so fucking deranged to me to buy a 2021 BMW for somebody when you could have just got them like a used car. This is like what? This is back in like
Ultima.
This is like 2020, 2019.
Wanted it for herself.
That's an argument that Diesel brought up, and I'm like, I can see that she purchased it for herself. He pays off like some payments to it, and then potentially, he didn't say this directly, but this is how I looked at it, is like potentially later on repossesses it, and now she owns the car for less. The loan amount's less, so she could pay less. Like a little weird.
and wanting to help a friend out. I'd like to clarify I did not ask Blair to do this. In fact, I insisted on our first call the exact opposite. I am not a luxurious person. I like nice things like cozy homes, but the most expensive car I have ever owned was a $5,000 Miata, and that was a surprise gift from my dad after my first car got stolen. I do not desire expensive things as that just personally is not who I am. Also, as a person who does not like when people buy me things, I was extremely uncomfortable with someone making such a large payment towards a vehicle on my behalf. But in Blair's words, she had the money and insisted that I get the car.
That is such a stupid fucking thing. How are you this bad with money? You're buying somebody a 2021 BMW.
I mean, she could like afford it though. Like she's multi-millionaire.
No, I get it, but what's the
fact
point?
that she like fucked him over with it is like.
Well, it's not even like what's the point of buying a 2021 BMW even though you have the money and you're giving it to somebody? What's the fucking point?
Yeah, like if Wonder was like, oh my god, my dream car is a BMW, and like she surprised him with it, that'd be different. Like apparently he didn't even care about it being a fucking BMW or whatever, you know.
To give her some charity in her mind, she could have been like this: I'm gonna give this kid a nice car, a really nice car, you know, a fucking brand new BMW right off the fucking lot. And if he fucks it up somehow, at least I'll get the car out of it. Maybe that was her line of thinking.
Potentially, but that's just speculating.
That's giving
on
her a
mindset.
lot of benefit of the doubt. That's giving her a lot of benefit of the doubt.
That's also just speculating on her mindset at the time. Maybe she was just like, I want to give this kid a nice car. Why? My question still is why? What is the point? You just get him a fucking used car. Jesus.
Literally, just get him a fucking Altima. Just get him
She
an Altima.
wanted a new car and she wanted to feel better about it. Instead of it being like, oh, I'm splurging on a car, she wanted to feel good about it, being like, oh, I did it for a friend. Lol. I'm good. I'm a good person.
I'm a good person, man.
A few more discussions, he eased me into the idea that this car was a good move and would really change my life. I never saw the paper to work on the car. I never did any of the work to obtain the car. The most I did was go into a call with Oz and Blair where I got to choose seat colors. I had no idea of the process or what I was really genuinely getting myself into, which I don't see how you could argue that I did. I was 21 at the time. I can't think of a single 21-year-old that I know that has gone out and filed paperwork for a $50,000 to $60,000 car. I did not know what I was doing. However, Blair would oftentimes tell me that she herself had enough money to retire at any given moment. While she was a very successful businesswoman.
Man, you gotta love when somebody flexes that on you. You know, you're working for somebody like, you know what? At any point, I could just say, fuck this, I'm done. You're poor. Like, I have all the money. What the fuck?
Now, I will say, he might have did a little slip up that might fuck him a little bit.
He might.
He said he was choosing the seats of the car. He just admitted to that.
Well, no, that's not really a fuck over. If she's being insistent, he's like, oh, fuck, fine.
But if he just kept
he was
saying
probably
no,
happy about it. Let's be real, but
Yeah,
like
like-
he never like asked for it type thing. you
but
know?
him putting
But
that in
he'd
the
still be
video,
happy.
him putting that in the video means he accepted it no matter what. He willingly still went for it. and
Yeah.
did it.
Well, he thought
It-
she was his friend. Like I don't know.
Yeah, like
It's
I would
not
have done
like
the
a
same
fuck
shit
up, in
too.
my opinion.
I would have done the same shit too. I just wouldn't have put that in the video.
I guess, but like, I still,
I don't know, but
I don't
he's
see
trying to
that
be
as
as
an issue.
transparent as possible. I mean, I feel like that's the best approach here, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
really
Just
think that's gonna
like-
bite him in the ass.
Yeah, like wait,
It
this
might,
whole
who knows?
video is like full of proof, and then he gets bitten in the ass by like choosing seats of a car.
Yeah, I don't think that's really how that's gonna work.
And
I'm
from the surface,
thinking
that did
it
seem
more like a like legally, like he knew what he was going to get
Oh,
into because he
legally.
was
Yeah, maybe.
yeah.
Even
like,
even
he
legally,
knew
I'm
what he was
still
getting into.
even
Yeah, I mean-
legally, I'm like, I don't even think that would like be
'cause-
something that they can go after legally.
I'm saying like he is admitting that he willingly, you know, accepted the offer and even had a say in what he got in the car. So therefore, he is accepting the deal. And if he didn't, you know, pay or something happened with the contract, it would go back to her. I'm saying like technically, somehow that might end up fucking him.
I guess my criticism is still like, what's the point of buying a 2021 BMW for
Oh,
somebody?
yeah, that's fucking
that
dumb as
that's
shit.
my criticism throughout it. Like nothing. The
She knew she was gonna get the car.
Yeah.
100%.
Potentially there's a chance.
true. Blair even had a few BMWs of her own, as well as Oz at the time, so I trusted my friends who seemed to have it all, and I trusted the process.
she has
which,
Dude,
again,
it's,
BMW.
I
it's
found
the
that was a
Blair
very-
brand. Dude, it's the Blair car, dude.
The Blair
All
car-
Blair editors have to have BMWs. It's like a requirement for the Illuminaughtii cult.
Listen,
The B does
guys,
stand for
if
Blair.
you drive a BMW, you support Illuminaughtii. Sell your car.
bad mistake. The car itself was delayed, I believe, by 2 weeks, so when it finally
goes
arrived...
down because of Illuminati.
It just plummets down. Just imagine.
The Illuminati drama ruined BMW stock.
Imagine it's like the fucking Dylan Mulvaney, the Bud Light thing. Bud Light stock crashes, but it's BMW for Blair. Holy shit.
I was pretty happy. I felt like I was beginning life like my friends.
Oh cool, I actually have a new functioning phone, so I can actually do fun video stuff.
However, things in the house were growing fairly grim. I was in therapy at the time and trying to do what I could to help out and also stay out of the way. I felt my brain start to shut down. I could barely function as it was. I would just drive out in my free time to this little trail. I guess you could just call it like a private spot, not really because it's in the public, but it was a little nice cliffside, and I would just hang out there because I didn't have any work at home and I just was not wanted around. I explained my situation to my therapist. It was a pretty similar message I sent to my friend in private. I miss feeling independent, and living rent-free for 6 months, which I did not sign up for, is making me feel like a burden and sick. I really feel like I'm losing touch with myself, and I'm not sure who I am at the...
Dude, that's like kind of sad. Like this part right here. It's just like I've been living rent-free in this house, and he's somebody that feels like he's independent, and now he feels like he's beholden to somebody. Like that to me would start to fuck me up too. Like if I was living with somebody and I didn't have to pay rent and I felt like I wasn't doing anything ever, I would start to second guess myself and be like, what the fuck am I doing here? What the fuck is going on? What am I doing with my life? Like, even though I'm getting paid, I would still sit back and be like, what the fuck am I doing? I don't own a house.
Just get high.
Well, yeah, you could, but like, but Bowblax, at one point you're gonna sit there and be like, bro, what the fuck am I doing?
I know. Dude, just get fucking stoned if you feel sad, dude.
BMW equals Blair's multi-level
and drink.
wagon.
It is legal in Colorado.
And then have a casually.
True.
The moment.
Feel like trash. It sounded like it. Dissociation. Just that it sounded like you were out of it a bit. Yeah, I've been out of this for a bit. The night I lost James kind of hit me hard. I kind of just collapsed in a field. Didn't really feel anything. I think James is his dog. Yeah, James is his dog. And just like Oz and Blair, I have lots of stress on the plate, and I feel like I am in the way that I can tell if they are talking about me when out of the room. Ugh, creepy. I don't. That's so snakish where you talk shit behind someone's back. Just fucking tell them to their face.
Yeah, like fuck that shit. Also, Tipster sucks.
Yeah, fuck Tipster.
Yeah, fuck Tipster and fuck doing that shit, man.
Fuck AP9 over K as well.
Yeah, true. Fuck AP.
AP overdose. That's my favorite fucking nickname I've ever made for someone, dude.
I still can't believe he shit on us for talking about her on a stream. Anyway.
Anyway, don't shit talk people behind their back.
Yeah, do it publicly like we're doing.
Yeah. Fucked up.
I'm not reading all these. Fuck this shit.
I told my therapist at this point that I hadn't felt real in a while, which anyone who has suffered with dissociation and dissociative episodes can all but relate to. I also reiterated how everything was starting to feel rather pointless, and I didn't know what I was... that's so lame. I don't like to get emotional, but I didn't know what I was doing wrong. After hearing this, she made it urgently clear that I needed to leave the house immediately, which, again,
Okay, now it's not being funny anymore.
Now it's not funny
anymore.
Yeah, now I feel uncomfortable.
So yeah, fuck Tipster.
No, why? Why did you do that? No.
It's
just keep going. We just gotta push through.
We just gotta push
I get it. You know, there's moments.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people have these moments where it's like, what the fuck am I doing with my life?
Yeah.
Am I doing something wrong? Am I a bad person?
It's
getting in your head. That happens to me a lot as someone with social anxiety disorder.
Yeah, no, it happens all the time. Like even normal, like even people that are like that don't have the debilitating aspects to it. It happens all the time. Everyone second guesses themselves. It's okay to do that. It's okay to second guess yourself. Just
and nothing wrong with him being emotional about that.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
It makes us a little bit uncomfortable.
Sorry, I need to calm down.
Well, it's because we're trying to be like humorous.
Yeah, the minute
serious video, there's a bit of a disconnect.
Yeah, the minute crying happens, you're just like, you're like, oh god, here we go.
Oh god, time to be human instead of a entertainer.
I hate that.
I want to put the shit on Tipster.
Realize how bad it was getting at the time. Yes, it had just never been that bad. Oh, it's so lame. She said whatever I needed to do, I just needed to go. So with no work, my only option.
That's such a dick move, like kicking someone out of their fucking house. Like, even if you let them live there, just be like, get the fuck out. That's such a dick move. Did you even give him time? From the way he's acting, it doesn't sound like you gave him time to move the fuck out.
Well, he did say retard, so, you know, Illuminaughtii
Okay.
but in the right to treat him like a Nazi.
I mean, did she even give him a 30-day notice?
Not that I'm aware of. It's not like he said anything.
Options were being in a home with someone who won't even speak to me, as I believe Oz had gone to visit his father at the time, or I could go visit my father and just spend some time with him. So I chose option 2. I explained the situation to my dad, and I ended up leaving to go see my father so I could spend the 4th of July with him and stay a while so I could mentally reset. I also did digital work, and this was not in violation of my employment, as I could work wherever I wanted via laptop. But before going, Blair had me sign her BMW contract she had been meaning to get to me for a while. She was fully aware of my intent to visit my father and stay a while, especially given that, again, I worked remotely. You now know the events that led up to July 29th, where the car was repossessed. You know the story of the deadlines, how I wasn't kept on payroll, how I flew to Colorado to make sure said deadlines occurred, etc, etc. We don't need to fully recap there. As Blair mentioned, she said I was legally bound to this car via contract. However, after I was fired and Colorado was said and done, I had my father, who is an ex-police officer and the former contractor, as well as a lawyer friend of the family, look over and review this legally binding contract. They both agreed that this was in fact not a legally binding contract. I'd like
What? Okay. What do you mean? What do you mean?
Okay.
Wait.
That is a bold statement to say on a video.
That's incredibly bold. That's slapping your dick on a table.
Now, if it is legally binding, you're fucked. You're fucked.
That is true. Oh god, I can't wait to see how this is.
I told you. I told you.
Holy shit, here we go.
to state that I am not a lawyer and I don't know how that fully works, but let's say for argument's sake the contract was legally binding. Blair claims I broke the contract by the following: no proof of insurance, cars to reside in El Paso County. Okay, well, here's my proof of insurance and here's my official mailing address during this time. You can clearly see it states Colorado. Here again, you can also see that my mailing address has not changed after the repossession. This car was not residing in Texas, as I did not reside in Texas. I lived in Colorado. I'd now like to point to a conversation I had with Oz Media, because Blair and I were not on speaking terms at this time, which was something she herself suggested took place between us. July 28th, 2021, one day before the repossession, Oz and I had a phone call together where I stated I would not be moving back to Colorado. He agreed it was probably the best option for me, as he was still at this time sympathetic towards everything happening. Note again, the car did not reside in Texas, as I did not have a residence in Texas at this time. Upon hearing this, Blair informed Oz that she wanted me to pay something that is known as a depreciation value, which is essentially, it's like, okay, you can't pay for the car, so you're going to pay for the value that the car lost while it was in your possession. I agreed. I didn't want further bad blood. I just wanted this whole situation to be done, as it had caused me enough stress as is. Oz gave me a set of options as to what I could do with the car, and I picked option 2, where it was agreed I would bring the car back to Colorado, gather my belongings, and I'd pay the value via regular payments, etc. However, when I asked to see everything my name was tied to legally with the car, which any person would do, I was met with a copy of the car contract. So I asked again to see the paperwork of the car. This was to ensure I was obtaining an accurate account of the car's value, so I could legally assure what I was paying for. I believe that any person in my position should have done this. It is the only right thing to do to make sure you legally know what you're paying. After this message, I never once got a response. Later in the early hours of July 29th, 2021,
did Oz like snitch on him that he was planning on the moving back to fucking Texas? What?
Maybe.
Dude, my brain went right to that.
Was full fucking Team Illuminaughtii at that point.
Yeah, that's potentially a thing. I'm not accusing Oz of anything. It's just like, it was kind of weird that like he had a private conversation with Oz, and then Blair's like, hey bro, I want you to pay the depreciation value, and then tries to repossess the car the next day when he's in Texas. That's, I don't know. I don't want to accuse Oz of anything. That's just weird.
Blair flew down to obtain the BMW, hours after I agreed to pay for the car's appreciation value under the condition that I was paying what was accurate and visible to me. I did not have the text itself, as currently the phone I had at the time suffered. I believe it was a corrupted UI. All I know is I had a Google Pixel, and after some time, I believe last year, I plugged in the phone, gave me a big old question mark when I charged it. So I looked it up and it was like, what does this mean? Essentially, it just meant, yeah, your phone's kind of fucked, buddy. So if anyone knows how to pull images from a UI corrupted phone, please reach out and contact me, as I will happily provide these texts if I'm able to do so. At roughly 3 a.m.
What?
Probably on the SIM card. Like all the storage and shit.
Put the SIM card in a new phone and see if it works.
Yeah, that
should work.
Yeah, I don't know why you don't just do that. Maybe the SIM card's corrupted, but he didn't say that. So
I don't know, maybe he's just not tech savvy, and someone will point it out in the comments and he'll do it. You know?
I would assume so. That would probably be it.
Someone in the chat said, I hope Legal Eagle helped with this video.
I hope so too, bro.
text stating that I had breached numerous contract violations and that she was in Texas to repossess the vehicle. It goes without saying I was asleep at this time, so obviously I did not see a message that was sent to me at 3 a.m. in the morning. Once I woke up and I saw the messages, I asked Blair for an explanation as to how I breached my contract, to which I was ignored. However, Blair stated she would make arrangements for me to obtain my items. This never took place. I took to Twitter where I made a tweet regarding what had just happened, and I was immediately reminded by one of Blair's managers that I could not speak out on the matter, and I was threatened with NDA. If I had to...
That's so fucking gay, bro.
Dude, this is why you read your contracts.
This is why you read the contracts. Like, I signed an NDA too, but like, the thing is if you're blatantly trying to break the NDA, right? Like, blatantly and obviously, you're fucked. But it seems like Wonder was just like, bro, what the fuck is going on here? Blair's trying to fuck me. Yeah, like, my car's gone. Like, I can't tweet that the car's gone. And they're like, no, go fuck yourself. NDA.
Morally, Blair is so in the wrong, but legally, she did almost everything right so far, it looks like.
Still,
well, it's because she legally fucked him from the start.
Like,
yeah, didn't realize it.
Poor kid.
That's how it comes across.
Kid, man.
Explain the feeling I felt helpless. Again, I just wanted to do the right thing and do it the way I was asked. And now I wake up and all my belongings are gone. I cannot explain how weak that makes a person feel. It feels like just a massive, excuse me here, a massive fuck you for no reason. Blair puts in her drive that the car had bottles, a few wrappers, and some clothes. What she fails to show in her video is my skateboard, both my Sad Milk and Wonderstruck Guy play buttons, my $800 GoPro set, and a whole list of other items I was prohibited from obtaining, which I...
Bro, there's no way this bitch was like, he had a couple of soiled boxers in there and some bottles. It was gross. And he's just like, bitch, you took my skateboard, play button, GoPro, clothes. Like,
yeah, there's like over $1,000 worth of equipment in there or more.
And then the part that she threw out his play button is like fucking ridiculous. You could have just given the man his play button.
Why, at least just hang it on your wall as a fucking trophy, like a fucking... you know, a deer head or something.
I was about to say, like, the head of her enemies every time she gets a play button.
Like Keemstar does.
Dude,
like a normal person.
That guy has so many fucking play buttons. It was...
well, wait, which ones does Keem have?
He's got the Austin McBroom one. He's got PewDiePie's play button. I got the hold that one. That thing's heavy. That thing's fucking heavy as fuck.
Wait, which play button?
The diamond one.
Play button? Oh, nice.
That shit was heavy, bro. That shit was heavy as fuck. I didn't realize like how heavy they were, and like they were actually like made of something real. It wasn't like some flimsy shit. Like I could drop it on the floor, it would probably crack his floorboards.
Yeah, the only flimsy ones are the million and 100K. Everyone else, everything past that's like it's because so little people get 10 million that YouTube like pulls out the big bucks. They used to pull out the big bucks for the million, but you know more people.
Yeah, I was about to say now that's like the new 100K almost.
Yeah, pretty much.
Dude, I fucking cannot believe that.
I wouldn't
that's,
be
like,
surprised
that much
if they like discontinued 100K buttons eventually.
No, I have to get there before that happens. It needs to happen.
For sure.
It needs to happen. I'm fucking grinding.
Are so cool, man.
Dude, I want
I hope I get a million one day.
One day, bro. I'm rooting for you.
Yeah.
Found out recently from Oz, these items were subsequently thrown in the trash after some time. I'd like to touch on the condition of the car as well. It looks bad.
She threw away a GoPro as well? Why didn't you just keep it? $800 GoPro and you're pissing it in the garbage? That is fucking vindictive.
And truthfully, if I saw that, I would turn my head as well. I would think this is a madman who owned this car. But I'd like you to remain open-minded that I was basically living in this car due to not being able to stay in the same house as Blair, as my therapist recommended specifically that I do not do that. I did not have a home to go to, and I was on my dad's couch most of the time. As for the cracked windshield, that was due to a semi-truck pulling out in front of me on the highway.
Oh, no.
There's a lot of people out there who have probably experienced it. Sometimes semi-trucks will get pebbles stuck in their flaps and they will fly and they will ding the windshield and it's a crack. It sucks, but it happens. There's no way.
That's happened to me, bro. Like, I get that shit. Like, what the Blair's like, he broke the window on purpose. It was terrible condition.
He fucking smashed it, dude. He was mad. He was psycho. He's like, fuck Blair.
It's like that clip of Too Bad that tried kicking out the window in that girl's car. It's exactly like that.
Oh yeah, dude, that video's so fucking stupid, bro.
Bro, Too Bad is funny as shit. I don't care what people say.
It's funny, I guess, but like, if it's your friend's car, was like,
that's a dick move.
for the joke, I don't think so, honestly.
Nah, it wasn't worth it for the joke.
Like,
the
like
video's still
if
funny.
someone did that to me, even if it was a joke, and I can get down with jokes, I'd be like pissed.
Yeah, well, yeah,
that's a very expensive joke and an annoying joke.
I would hope your friend would fucking pay for it. Dude, you could just get Safe Light. It takes like 40 minutes to replace it, and they do it for free. But you could just tell your friend to pay for it.
Well,
without telling them.
I don't know how long it takes to fucking fix that.
Yeah, dude,
how cumbersome it is. I've never had a broken windshield.
I used to like tell people on how to do that when I worked in insurance. It takes like 40 minutes. You call a place, you're like, hey, I need you to drive to my house to fix this glass. They pop it out and put a new one in. Like it's it's so easy.
Well, okay, then I feel okay.
Yeah,
it is. Critical, but...
I myself could have pulled off this effect on this car. In regards to the glove box, I really don't know what happened. I went to get something out of the glove box and it just popped off. It's a small piece of plastic, and the BMW dealership in my town was more than happy to fix these issues when I visited them, which is a record Blair herself has. When I got the car, I was told it was insured via the BMW dealership, so I would have to have my own insurance, and then BMW had their own separate insurance. So if something happened with a car, I could go to the dealership, show the issues, and they would happily fix the issues for no charge at all. Which
No, that's a warranty.
Yeah.
That's a warranty. I wouldn't call that insurance. That's a warranty. Your insurance is your insurance. You get into an accident and shit, you can take it to BMW if you want. They'll fix it, but they'll go through your insurance company. Like, that doesn't make any sense. But I guess I'm just fucking nitpicking because I know how that shit works. I just know how that shit works, and my brain was like, huh?
Again, Blair has a record of me visiting the dealership due to the car blowing a flat due to A, low-profile tires, and B, a pothole I didn't see due to nighttime and rain. They told me I could bring the car back whenever I please, and I intended to fix these issues before going back to Colorado, as returning it in such a condition would make no sense. After authorities were sent to my house the following morning, I explained the situation and the officers relayed their...
Wait, she sent the cops to his house? What? Bro, no shot.
Official opinion that I should...
Dude, that's some Karen shit. That's some fuck shit. Sending cops to the house, I get it's a repossession, but like, bro, that's too far. That's fucked. You could have got a tow company to do that. You had to get the cops.
Cut contact with Blair, to which I did. I sent her one last text stating I would be ceasing communication and that she could reach me and make arrangements for my belongings via my father's number. Not one attempt was ever made. Legal demand letters were sent and signed off for. You can see the draft of such a demand letter and what it looked like on official paper in my Google Drive. After months and months of trying and receiving no communication or update, we were told by someone who represented Blair to back off or they would go after us for harassment. I know this is...
Go.
Get it on.
Hold on.
My shit back. You're harassing me.
But what Blair's doing behind the scenes with multiple different alt accounts shitting on people and making up lies, yeah, that's not harassment.
Soil the seat with an empty soda can.
You want your shit back? That's harassment.
On purpose by driving behind
God
a semi.
damn it, bro.
All because this kid said
for all
retard.
retards out there offended by a word.
I get it, but like, holy shit, bro, are you serious? You sent the cops to this dude's house, and on top of that, you threatened him, and you're like, it'll be considered harassment. You bitch. You bitch. You're retarded.
If you say the word retard, this is what happens to you.
Yeah, never say it.
Guys, listen, this is a life lesson. Tomato Man and Bowblax are right. Life lesson, never say retard. Your whole life. Never say that if you were a furry, your meal would be ass. Never say that. That's how your life gets ruined, bro.
Scripted, but I really want to reiterate here that I felt small. I felt defeated. I had literally left my apartment for this. I lost my independence for this. My belongings, either tech related or just memorabilia, were and are still gone to this day. I didn't want to upload because I knew every time I did, I knew Blair was probably checking my social blade laughing at me, as I had seen her do to every single former Sad Milk member for months.
Wait a minute.
God damn.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
He said daddy's small.
Dude, she sits on Social Blade and watches other creators lose subs or like not do well in their videos. That's
kind of funny though.
That's so vain, bro. That's so pathetic.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised, but yeah.
But like, there's moments where it's like funny in a drama, right? But when you're not, like, when there's no public drama and you're just looking at someone's Social Blade being like, that video performed shitty. That guy lost subscribers. That's fucking gay. Like, I'll laugh at Blair's fucking Social Blade right now.
But I'm not surprised fucking Blair did it. But...
Well, you know what, Blair? I bet everyone's laughing at your Social Blade. How many have you lost today?
Oh, yeah. Dude, everyone's laughing at that shit.
Yeah, I was about to say, how many subs have you lost, bitch? And I heard your channel's basically dead. Let's see here. Last 30 days, 100,000 9,000. She is steadily bleeding 10 to 20K a day.
Over 100K.
Dude, people are laughing at you now, Blair. This shit's funny to us.
Her views are so down as well, dude.
Dude, she only got 9,000 views today. What was that? Yeah, that's today, as of right now. Is that a... Ooh. That's real bad. That's real bad for a channel of that size. Holy shit.
Yeah, just look at the channel. She can't...
No.
She's having trouble cracking 100K on each video, and that's really bad for a million-plus channel.
That's basically a dead channel right there. Holy fuck.
Way to prove to my friends why I had seemingly high hopes for the future, and in the course of a summer I had almost no money to my name due to Blair's butterfly effect. None of the friends I had made would talk to me, and like OT and Click, rumors began to spread about me too. Admittedly on a smaller scale, but they were still about me nonetheless. I was fired. Blair had taken the car as well as my belongings. My life had been set back to square one, which leads me to my next and most painful section, my mental health, which was proudly put on display for the world to see for some reason.
It's so
Before we begin, I'd like to not so much trauma dump
go.
to a bunch of viewers, but rather give you the full scale of where my mental health arises and such. I feel it is important to share this context not just for me, but truthfully because there are a lot of people out there who remain silent about these kinds of things, and I want them to know they aren't alone. I'd also like to make 2 more notes. First, there's going to be a trigger warning, one involving self-harm, suicide, and child. Another warning, this is probably going to be the section of the video where I don't know how to be very professional in this manner. I feel it is best that I just show you how raw this actually is, because trying to paint it in any other light just doesn't show the extent of how painful this actually is. Now, when I first saw Blair speaking upon my mental health, admittedly, I shut down. I was rightfully broken and disgusted that so many people could see the insight into my mental health, something very private and a lot of times met with shame. There were so many—
Dude, that's literally what I've been saying. It's just like, why even put that in? What is the, like, what do you have to gain out of like outing someone's mental health? You don't gain anything out of it. You just look like a douchebag. Like anytime, like off the bat, like if there's a drama going on and they're like, well, this person's having a mental breakdown during this time, I'm like, bro, relax. Unless that person is like accusing you of rape or pedophilia, like calm the fuck down. You know, like this is stupid for you to out all of this information. Holy shit.
Many things I wanted to say when I saw that. So many nasty and vile words of venom I wanted to throw into the void due to this becoming public on Blair's own doing. But it's not Blair's story to tell as to how I got to this point, it's mine. So when I want to say 3 to 4 years old, I was assaulted by a family friend's son. This was someone who I trusted, someone who I looked up to as a kid. This occurred for months, and without going into explicit detail, my parents found out. I remember being a kid and just seeing the abhorrent look of terror and tears on my parents' face, not being able to understand why they were so upset. Over the next, I guess, year or so, court proceedings took place, and the teenager who had assaulted me went to juvenile detention. My parents never really explained well what happened to me, which I can't—
Yeah, that's fucking...
I don't like...
I mean, should we just...
You want to skip this part?
I mean, it's your stream, but
I think
skip the
I think we're gonna skip the segment.
Like it's like it just goes without saying. Like
it goes without saying that his mental health was like really fucking tough at the time. That's horrible, Wonder. I'm so fucking sorry that you had to deal with that, dude. I'm glad that he's that fucking piece of shit.
And I'm sorry that that Blair had to like force you to talk about this public.
Yeah, that's the most fucking deranged part, is that he feels like he has to come forward because Blair just decided to out all of his bullshit out there for no reason. No, they should never be forced to like come out with information like that unless they want to. Like that's fucking horrible. Like fuck you, Blair. You fucking vindictive bitch. You vindictive cunt.
I mean, I'll watch the rest of it in my like private time.
Yeah,
but, like,
I don't want to put that on blast.
No,
yeah, I don't want to put that on blast.
Yeah.
If you want to watch it, go watch Wonder's original video. I recommend you guys do that anyways.
Now we're on to a bit of a lighter topic, because anytime I think of my dog, it brings a massive smile to my face. I love this dog with all of my heart. As we start to near the end of this video, I believe we have only 2 subjects after this. I wanted to touch on the claims made about my dog James, how I cared for this handsome individual. I love this guy, look at him. Blair for some reason brings up an entirely unrelated matter involving my dog James and I. She paints me to be a dismissive, uncaring father to a starving, aggressive, abused dog. This dog right here. This dog who's scared of fucking leaves. So allow me to—
God damn it, I can't believe now there's dog drama. Jesus Christ.
Yo, they should do a dog fight.
They pull a Michael Vick, have Blair's dog versus Wonder's dog. Whoever wins the drama. Jesus Christ.
To shed some light, I adopted James back in 2019 from a small shelter in Central Texas. I remember seeing his cage and the information on it said class clown, so naturally I had to say hello to this guy. Within the first 10 minutes of meeting James, I immediately knew that this guy was going to be my best friend. He was sweet, he was gentle, he was social, but he's very shy. Another fact about James was he was a dog that the staff would use at the shelter to introduce other dogs to see if they were friendly or not, due to James' naturally calm nature. When I moved to Colorado, I did bring dog food. It was just about half a bag though. James's brand of dog food is also specific to a store in Texas known as HEB, so I had to find him a new specific kind of dog food as he had a sensitive stomach and switching his dog food would result in messes. But upon arriving to Colorado, Oz and Blair wanted to see if James wanted to try Casper's brand, so we just switched over to that. He loved it, and Casper has been known in the past for making severe messes everywhere due to his very irritable stomach as he is a special needs dog. As for his collar, James did
Why is everyone adopting these special needs dogs? What the fuck's going on here?
have a collar, but it was old.
So many dogs, so many special needs dogs. Retard dogs. Oh god.
And starting to wear.
We're going
I went
to
to
hell.
PetSmart on my second day in Colorado and bought him a brand new dog tag alongside a red plaid collar. A collar which he still wears to this day. I also did not lock Casper in the room to keep James roaming the home. I'd put Casper in a separate room sometimes so James could pee, as Casper would bark constantly at the bedroom door which James and I stayed in. Whenever James was out, Casper would gnaw on his ears, which is something Blair did not mention. James did bite Casper. He made Casper bleed. But what Blair left out is that since Casper was a puppy, he has had a bad habit of gnawing on other dogs' ears. This is due to him being around another dog named Percy who exhibits this kind of behavior. And you can see this dog exists on Casper's own YouTube channel. So one day Casper kept chewing and dragging on James, so naturally he snapped back. James only did this because Casper wouldn't stop attacking him. It wasn't the other way around. As for James getting out and pooping downstairs.
Dog drama, dude.
Yeah, total dog drama. He did it first.
But even Blair's dog is a bitch.
Look at this retard dog attacking my dog.
Yeah,
That's literally what it is.
Get your fucking tard ass special needs dog off my fucking canine.
My god, imagine having to explain dog drama. Like, because Blair's like so disingenuously a bitch. Like, he has to explain the dog drama. Oh my god, that's fucking ridiculous.
Your Honor, my dog is innocent.
Your Honor, my dog is Blair comes into the office, comes into the courthouse. Your Honor, my dog is retarded.
My dog stepped on a bee.
I can't do anything about it, I swear.
Not helping clean it up. There's a lot of reasons for this and a lot of context left out. The night James got out and got lost, I made a mistake and forgot he was out there in the backyard. I was in between helping Oz with something downstairs and going back and forth, but James needed to pee, so I tried the multitask. After like 10 minutes, Oz suggested we go grab dinner real quick, and we left for like 2 hours. I personally messed up, and I take full accountability for it happening. I left James out in the backyard. But what pet owner hasn't made a mistake like this once or twice in their life? Sometimes someone forgets to close the door or the gate or whatever, and it happens. It's a story as old as time. It doesn't mean you don't care about the dog. It just means an accident happened. What Blair again also doesn't mention is that the backyard had a large patio area that Casper would take naps in, and sometimes James when they all chilled out together. The backyard was also fenced in. Blair leaves out that the way
it's not like it was just an empty oh my god, this is retarded. It's not like it's an empty yard. She's just like, he's a horrible pet owner. He abandoned him. He left him out in the cold. Like, bro, relax. He didn't beat his dog, Blair. Jesus Christ, bitch. Jesus.
Whoa! Are we canceling dogs now?
True. Yeah. Thanks for the 2 QTV. And yes, we are canceling dogs.
James got out was because a fence wire broke loose, undoing some of the fencing along a post, allowing a small entryway into the neighborhood. Had this not come undone, James would be sitting on the dog beds waiting, which again, James being outside is my fault, but the fence failing is just human error. Blair talks about putting James on the next door app, which despite my reservations against Blair, this was a good act. But again, what she leaves out is she didn't get a call about James. I did. After James had run away, I searched for hours well into the early morning hours looking for him, and when I couldn't find him, Oz gave me a sleeping bag. The very same sleeping bag you can see in this photo in the BMW.
Wait a minute, chill. So she said I got the call about his dog. So she lied about something so small.
It's so over.
It's so over, bro. You can't lie about some stupid bullshit like that. Listen, I got the call about Wonder's dog. He didn't take care of him. He's a shitty fucking human being for just beating his dog on the daily. I got the call. Wonder's like, no, you didn't. I did. Dead on arrival.
Fuck.
The dog drama is official now.
The dog's dead. The dog dates are over.
The dog drama's over, bro.
degree weather just for the smallest chance that he would catch my scent. Like, I was grasping at straws here, hoping that I could just find my dog on top of everything else happening. And I believe somewhere between 7 to 9 a.m., somewhere in that time frame, I got a call on my phone that James had been found not far from the house. I immediately got up, exhausted as hell, and I went and I picked him up. If Blair got a message on the Nextdoor app, I don't know how when I was the one who went and picked him up. So after bringing him back to the house, I brought him to my bedroom where I passed out. However, to my discovery, James had eaten something as dogs do when they get out, and he was shitting everywhere in my room. So I got up and I started cleaning. I put James outside the room while I cleaned it, and after I did, I brought him back in, and yet again, I fell asleep. I was beyond exhausted at this point. What I didn't know was that James had run downstairs when I put him out, and he everywhere downstairs as well. So when Blair claims I just let my dog use the restroom and did nothing to clean it up, I just didn't know he had used the bathroom downstairs. And at this point, I was already dead asleep. No, this wasn't malicious, and it was just a sincere accident, which seems hypocritical of Blair, who owns a special needs dog who suffered worse for way longer. Blair claims that I did not assist with a mess located in the lower level of your home, as well as a staircase leading to said lower level of the home. What was your experience with the situation as the owner of this home?
Like, no shade to you and, like, you know, of course, but like no one like recounts the situation properly, because you weren't sleeping. I'm surprised that you even made that mention. You were actually like very well awake and already cleaned the mess up when we had actually got upstairs. What had happened was, woke up that morning, came out from the basement, and there was, like, you know, a trail of dog mess is the best way to put it, kind of like just leading all over the downstairs. It went up and down the stairs, and, you know, Blair and I, of course, we weren't happy to see that initially, but when we had gone upstairs, you were already cleaning up the mess. Blair had to leave the house, and that left you and I with cleaning it, because you and I, we were actively cleaning it up. We were both taking turns using the pet vacuum. I was covering the downstairs and you were covering the upstairs. It's not like you just slept through it either. You were actively cleaning.
I'd also like to add that I did mediate between Casper and James a lot of time. When Casper and James would constantly be going at each other, usually not aggressively, they're just being dogs, I would calm them down.
I guess Blair could just walk out of the fucking house, pretend like she didn't see anything, and then accuse the guy of letting the dog shit all over the place. Okay, cool, Blair. Cool, bitch.
You let my dog shit everywhere.
Yeah, cool job. Cool, bitch.
Good
Cool.
job. Very cool,
Down
man.
using dog CBD oil. Yeah, you know, they were having a great time with that. So anytime they were getting rowdy, I'd bring them into my bedroom, give them dog CBD, and we would watch videos of this guy who raises hawks until they fell asleep. I would have James on one side, and I would have Casper on the other, and they would just be cozy, relaxing, so they could be introduced to one another. We took numerous naps together. We hung out all the time. There are so many times I mediated between this dog, so to say I tried to do nothing, it's just not true. As for saying James had no toys, James did have toys. It's just when he'd play with them, he'd annihilate them within an hour. And he still has toys to this day. My boyfriend and I just got him a snuffle mat last week. And while yes, this is extremely biased for me to bring up because yes, this is my boyfriend, you can find a Twitter thread listed down below of their experience with James and I after living with me for 6 months. I'd like to add, I did not ask them to write this, as honestly, that'd be pretty messed up, especially given the circumstances. They took a Twitter via my phone after I went offline. But aside from that, here are some images of me and the big guy. Yep, he looks absolutely miserable, doesn't he? Alright, at last we have reached the last discussion of this video, and this is probably just gonna go by rather quickly. When I took to Twitter in my initial thread, I posted a photo that shows the disaster of a room. When
Oh, we're getting to the room now.
Yay, finally.
Yes, finally, the room! I've been so excited to learn about the room.
Blair
Oh
saw
my
that she had a
god,
pretty
let's
convincing
go.
switch around for this image. He claimed I went into a room that was being used for storage after they moved into their home, and that I was told to not go into this room ever, yet here I was clear as day posting a photo to Twitter of a clearly off-limits room that I used to embarrass Oz and Blair, and that shows my clear lack of respect towards others and their privacy.
This was a room that we told you we were using to move, and we let you know it was off limits to you. That photo alone shows your consistent lack of respect for Oz's and my boundaries.
She goes as far to even do an image breakdown analysis of the room itself to prove this image.
This is my favorite thing. This is my favorite thing, that she does like some sort of autistic breakdown of the difference in photos. I love this shit so much. I'm
analyzing the photos.
I am analyzing the photos. This one has a different headboard. How can it be this room if it's this? The sheets are even different. Like, oh God.
The dog's a different color.
The dog! Everything's wrong.
This isn't my
Which
autistic
I
dog.
found peculiar watching this for the first time, because if she took this much effort to analyze the image, I don't understand how she didn't notice that the bed on the bottom left was not purchased until 2022, a year after.
No way. No way he's about to fucking pull receipts on this shit. No shot.
After I left Colorado. How do I know this? Because I didn't take these photos. Oz did. And I held back out of respect for my friend. If you look here, you will see that I actually never set foot in that room. These are the living conditions of Oz Media's home after Blair moved back in. Conditions he was embarrassed by. Boxes, trash, cups of mold, all since
So Oz snaked her in the end.
Yo, Oz fucking snaked her hard. He took
Bro,
all
he hit the
photos.
Basherverse. At least in the end, I got the fucker in the ass.
Yeah, he did. He really did. Holy shit, he pulled the Basherverse. That's amazing.
Except I hope he didn't touch it.
Yeah, I hope he didn't fuck her in the ass, bro. I hope he didn't do that.
Me again 2 years after I left Colorado. And this is my proof that once more, I never set foot in that room, nor did I have malicious intent when I lived there. Blair embarrassed Oz, not me. In the video, I touch on an image I shared to Twitter involving the living conditions of your home while Blair was an active tenant. She claims these conditions were due to her being in the process of a move, and that I took these images with intent to embarrass the both of you. Would you be, in your own words, willing to shed light on these claims?
This is tricky to talk about, just because like that was like the condition of living with Blair. Like that's always how it has been. No matter how many times cleaning was attempted, it always ended up becoming that level of mess. There was no cleaning in that house. It was always a disaster. No matter how many times attempts were made, it would take less than a week or two for things to re-messify. I even remember on my 22nd birthday, I had asked like, hey, can we please get like the kitchen and living room cleaned up so we actually have like a space to exist? And that was like my birthday present for that year, was cleaning the kitchen and the living room. Just because the house was always a mess. Yeah, some of it was mine as well, but the thing was there was never a home for it. Right now the house is actually house is pretty clean right now. I can show pictures of that, but there was no clean. It was always like that. It wasn't just one.
Bro, this is disgusting. I would fucking kill myself if I had a roommate like this. Oh my god.
Shit.
This is look at this. There's a random bottle of just Dawn's soap on the ground. Why is Dawn's soap in the bathroom?
Why is there shit on the ground? I get like the counters maybe being messy, but
well, like what is half of this shit? Random roll of toilet papers, Dawn's soap on the ground. Is that a drink?
That's not even toilet paper. That's a fucking paper roll.
Yeah, it's a paper roll.
That goes in the kitchen.
Bro, this is not a living condition. This is just clothes next to the fucking sink. Oh god, I would have, dude, my Italian family would fucking beat my ass if they saw this shit.
I would get shot.
I would too.
Room, it was every room, and
oh my god, look at that kitchen, bro. Now that we have the HD photos, bro.
When breaking down all 800 of Ram.
Yeah, Sephora, that's you know, makeup. That's obviously Blair.
Yeah, I was about to say that's definitely not what it is.
Damn, bitch, you live like this?
Damn, bitch!
Amazon boxes. I was always the one doing anything cleaning wise. It just felt like I was there to clean up her mess.
I'd also like to note that you didn't ask me to post those photos, and I, on my own accord, took to Twitter. So you can confirm that I never once was in there or took that photo. Well, I guess you can't confirm that I wasn't in that room, but can you confirm that I was not the person who took this photo?
For starters, the mess that I took the photo of wasn't even the same mess that existed in that room when you lived there. It was a very different mess. Just with everything that happened, the mess, it did get cleaned up, then it re-messified. So like that wasn't even the same mess. It was me who took that photo because I was trying to both, for my sanity, catalog what the house looked like before I started cleaning, as well as just for my sake, just like have proof that this was the case.
Which leads me to my final discussion. Oz and I used to be fairly close before Colorado. After the events that took place, we had officially turned against each other, and I didn't understand why he and Blair did what they did. Because for 2 years, I believed it was both of their doing as to why I went through what I did. I never thought I would hear about Colorado and that what happened would ever be rectified. However, one morning as I was getting ready for work, I received this message from Oz Media in the early hours of 2:35 a.m., January 6, 2023. I was highly skeptical, which I made note of, but I listened, and as we began to talk once again, we started to connect the dots and find so much context that had been left out between us. I was still very much on edge with my trust, but over the last few months, Oz has made countless efforts to prove not only to me, but to every other former Sad Milk member that he truly was sorry for the role he played in anything that took place. It shows a tremendous amount of strength, and Oz will always have my respect as a person for what he has done. I don't blame him for his role. He was in an abusive situation and had every reason to fear Blair. I feared her too for a very long time. For over a year,
Dude, imagine like living in a house like that, in a situation like that. Like I dealt with like a toxic environment of like living with somebody. I lived with my old boss, right? So I had the same thing that Wonder did, but I didn't have to worry. Like I had to pay rent and everything like that, right? But that bitch was crazy. She tried stealing $6 grand from me. Like I know the anxiety it feels to like live with a crazy motherfucker. But at least the bitch I lived with was clean. She was autistically focused on cleaning. Like I never had to worry about shit around, mold and things. I never had to worry about that shit. Ever.
The most I have in my room is like maybe 2 to 3 beer bottles. But even then, I just pick those up and put them in the trash.
Yeah, like a normal fucking person.
Like,
you don't let mold fucking develop.
if there was ever mold in my room, I would just hang myself right in front of it because that's the shame. What the fuck? How do you not clean for that long?
So like back in college, I had that happen to me, right? Like I loved living with my friends, but it's college, not when you're a grown adult and you're like
grown multi-millionaire who can afford a cleaner.
Yeah, you shouldn't be living like that.
If
you
you're
really
that
shouldn't
fucking
be
lazy,
living
go
like
hire
that.
a fucking maid.
Yeah, honestly, bro, it's nasty.
Watched one of my best friends slowly wither and question everything in his work ethic for his beloved channel fade away. After everything came out, I now understand why this was the case. So to watch tears flow from Blair for 3 minutes after knowing what will always remain behind closed doors between those two, it personally sickens me. At the end of Blair's video, she has what appears to be a heartfelt cry regarding your friendship. This section is roughly 3 minutes. She goes into detail about you, Casper, better times, and involves hobbies, etc. Would you like to share your thoughts on what you felt or thought when you first saw this?
There's not really a nice way that I can actually say this. I've watched her build those tears up on multiple occasions, whether it's she forgot she had a prior engagement, so she built up tears and said, I have to take Casper to the vet and I'm very scared, so I won't be able to make it, or for talking to other content creators that she's had issues with of welling up those tears for apologies, for talking with employees, for talking with me or her roommates. It's something that I have watched her do on numerous occasions. If they were
confirmed, cried on command, the bitch is a fucking actor. Called it. She has an actor mindset. Bitch can cry on demand. That's tough to do. That's tough to do, motherfucker. You're an asshole, Blair.
Total Tommy C victory.
Total Tommy C victory. Total Tommy C W. Shot from the point supremacy.
He's never wrong.
Genuine. I mean, there's that, but I have a really hard time believing it with how many times I've actually seen her build those tears up. And considering when I did post my thread on Twitter and I did make the comments that I made, the tone that she had in messages was night and day. What I'm trying to say is that the tone that she had in the end of her video was not the tone that she had with me behind the scenes. The tone that she had with me behind the scenes was very much accusing. A few vague threats were thrown in there, which I don't want to go into details on because I just, for me personally, with how I see all this, I don't want to make a response video. This might hopefully be where my response is within the confines of your response, just because I would like to keep this. I don't want to drag out Blair and I's personal life is the best way of putting it. I would rather try to keep that as private as I possibly can, because there's a lot of things I don't think is necessary to talk about.
I've seen and heard what this individual has put this man through, and it is simply unfair to have included this section in the video. I can only hope that from here on out, Oz can find the peace and passion for not only his work, but the life he so rightfully deserves. I'd like to...
This is so fucked. This whole video... Dude, this is worse than the clicks, because this is people that were incredibly close to her, right? Mm-hmm. These are the people that she trusted with her life and her content.
This was before we still haven't even seen the entire fucking... Huh?
Just so ridiculous. This is a whole ridiculous situation. I don't understand how it got to this point. I feel terrible for Oz.
Watch that entire one part of the video.
No.
And I'm gonna watch that in my own time, but
I can only imagine how worse it got.
Everything else, dude, fuck.
Yeah, that to me at the end of the day is really disturbing. I think Blair is a fucking terrible, vindictive person, and I think this individual needs to be fucking held accountable for their bullshit. Make sure you guys go watch Wonder. Yep. I think that's where we're actually gonna end the stream today, because I have to go. I had to go do shit 20 minutes ago. So dedication. Yeah, I had to literally do shit 20 minutes ago. But what I'm gonna do for you guys, I'm gonna send you over to Tommy. Since he doesn't have redirect on, make sure you guys just click on the link in the chat. Go over to Tommy. Wish him luck on his surgery. Tell him we said hi. Make sure you guys go over and raid him. If you guys
say police raid.
Yeah, say police raid. Say police raid.
She has no idea what she started, and her creditability is no longer regarded. She's acted like a fraud.
Such a good
even
poem.
Dragged the dog. And she did this all 'cause she's retarded.
Holy shit, Pigeon. You're getting really good at these fucking things, bro. Holy fuck. What the hell? But thank you guys for watching today. I genuinely appreciate it. I'm going to go mute and deaf for a second. Bowblax Tomato Man, all right? All right. Thanks, bros. All right, guys. Thank you again for watching today. I genuinely appreciate it. If you enjoyed the stream, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Go over to Tommy C. Go let him know we said hi. Let him know it's like a police raid. Let him know that we wish him best on his surgery that's upcoming. We absolutely love Tommy on this channel and make sure that he knows that, all right? But thank you guys for watching so much. Thank you, Bowblax and Tomato Man and Smaggle for coming on today. I can't thank you guys enough. And I'll see you guys in the next live stream. See you then.